Last time on the Shadows of Greyhawk, we returned to the domain of Greyhawk. The Cairn Hills, to be specific, not far from the rough and tumble mining town of Diamond Lake. And even more specificer yet, deep inside the Whispering Cairn, an ancient burial tomb of a strange humanoid race. Now, others had been here, yes, signs of tomb raiders, seekers of knowledge and treasure. And for the party's part, they'd been sent there by an adventurer from the Free City, a man named Kellic, with the promise of riches, and the party sought the unclaimed insights of an ancient people, hoping against fate that their small band of adventurers might succeed in their quest, earn their way to a better place, maybe somewhere beyond the Cairn Hills and out of Diamond Lake. So there they crept, discovering a burial chamber, bearing a stone sarcophagus adorned with a bas relief depicting a hairless entity, humanoid, certainly, but of unfamiliar origins and nearly 7 feet tall. With a bit of investigation, the party discovered that the sarcophagus itself could be manipulated, turned to trigger mechanical elevator-like devices. So too, they triggered a geyser swarm of acid beetles. The party survived the momentary infestation, covered in goo and injured, yet they decided to descend into a secret sub-level of the tomb. A faint droning sound coming from somewhere in the darkness. With some trepidation, certainly they continued to explore, finding themselves in a resting chamber. Stone slabs once bearing the long dead body of an adventurer. Upon investigation, Rona recognized the branded symbol upon the now faded red armor, an 8-pointed star, similar to the star upon their patron's right hand, Kellic's right hand. With the insect-like drone gradually increasing in volume, deeper they delved, finding a flooded chamber at the bottom of a set of stone stairs, and another large chamber soiled by a sickly, pungent orange paste smeared upon the floor's cold stone tiles. The paste and the insect drone beyond it sent the party scrambling back up to the tomb's main chamber and out the door. This is where we're going to pick up the story tonight, my friends. We'll say you have returned to the Gavort Fort, having bypassed the dead mad slasher that burned up in the chamber corridor, passing by that, descending the scree slope back to the Gavort Fort. It is now here that you take rest to regroup. So I'll give you a moment here to give me a little bit of a description of what you do when you return to the Gavort Fort. It's probably late afternoon at this point. So let's just go around the table here, and you can give me a little bit of a description of what you would be doing at this moment. Osric, let's start with you.
Osric, while physically unharmed, is emotionally distraught. And he's just sort of... can't believe that he survived his second foray into that place. And he's looking at a silver ring that he got off of that body that we found.
Mm.
And so the first thing that Osric would do once getting back after getting some water and tending to any wounds if he could would be to cast Detect Magic on that. Since I have that memorized, it has done me no good until now.
Okay. All right. What does this look like when you cast this spell?
I start talking in a language that sounds like I am speaking backwards. It sounds very strange. And I'm just looking at it, and maybe a greenish glow comes from my hands as whatever object I'm touching. It becomes suffused with that.
Okay. All right. So as you focus your energy upon this silver band, you sense that there is magic upon it. There is some sort of ensorcelment affixed to this ring. And as you focus even more, you start to pull from it an essence of transmutation magic, perhaps. It also gives off it gives you a sense of a protective magic for the wearer. To the effect of a ring of protection, +1.
Osric will slip that onto his finger.
You immediately feel the energy, sort of almost like a very subtle shock of electricity as it slides into place, almost as if it was forged for your finger.
Ooh, nice.
All right.
All right.
Let's go next to Rona.
Okay, well, first she checks her belt buckle, so it's kind of staying in place. And then I guess she just relaxes and realizes that she's still alive and maybe one day closer to, or one experience closer to Heironeous. And she doesn't know how to pray or anything like that, so she collects herself and keep her pants on, and that's it. Yep.
Okay. Hitch those pants up and
Yep.
recoup. All right, I like it. Let's go next to Vamrid.
Much like Erik Draven in The Crow, after leaving Gideon's with a special ring and a guitar, going on the roof and playing a haunting melody with that guitar. The poster's right there, by the way, in my room. You find Vamrid on the roof of this structure with his tuba, just playing a haunting tune, trying to think about the adventure that he was just on and the craziness and the madness that we're about to go through with these otherworldly creatures. Also thinking a little bit about how the inside of the house smells like goblin shit too. So he's better off on the roof anyways, but he is just blasting that doom tuba, just this haunting melody.
I love it. So you're climbing up onto the roof to give a performance of a lifetime with this doom tuba.
With the tuba, yes.
Yeah.
A dwarf climbing up on the roof with the tuba, yes.
Love
absolutely.
it. I love the visual here. I also love the visual because, as you, I'm sure, remember, this place is falling apart. It is in
absolutely.
A massive state of disarray. In fact, the second story of it is almost all but collapsed. So I would like you actually to give me a dexterity roll as you attempt to climb up here. And for Vamrid, this is not a prime.
No, I'm not even good at this. But I got my tuba tied to a rope, climbing up. This is boss moves right here.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 17 on the die.
17. Do you have a special hero point?
No. Why would I have one of those?
I don't know. I was hoping you might. All right. So
wouldn't I get my level with that or no?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah, you had your
19.
level. Okay,
yeah,
that's better. That's better.
Right.
Yeah. So just as a reminder for any attribute checks or saving throws, you always add your level to that roll as well. Okay. So yeah, you are able to hoist your tuba and yourself up to this precarious perch on the roof, and as you sort of look out over the mountain range, you're inspired to play this sort of, what kind of, like, what's the tempo? Is it sort of like a upbeat kind of vibe, or is it sort of more?
It's haunting.
Yeah.
It's just haunting and echoing, and if you saw Jose's drawing of me on the screen, I'm basically just a thirst trap. So
yeah,
this is great. Like
chiseled,
like
still oiled up from the assault.
Like the saxophonist from Lost Boys, just sleeveless with a big tuba.
So sexy,
looking fine. Thank you, Jose. You're the man.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Let's bring that back up here,
please.
Yeah. Let's get
still my beating heart.
Yeah, hold on. We're gonna there's Torbin. There's Rona. There we go. Look at this guy. So as you play the tuba, it is haunting, as you said. It echoes off of the walls of this mountain range, just projecting as far as any goblin in the range would be able to hear, a beckoning call of the tuba, the doom tuba.
We left a warning outside with their heads on spikes, right? And by we, I mean you, because I didn't kill them.
Yeah, you don't know. You weren't here for that. But you're benefiting from it right now. Very well played. All right, let's go next to Goldie Bramble-Dance. Goldie, what are you up to at this time?
Well, it's funny you mentioned being oiled, because Goldie is trying to look at the finger, the broken finger that she has, and she can't seem to hang on to it because she's pretty oiled too. So she's like trying to hang on to it and look at it, and squeezes it, and it shoots out of her hand. She's like, go down, pick it up again, hold it again, look at it again, just having trouble hanging on to it. So what's better than being so slippery that you can't do anything? Drunk and so slippery and not being able to do anything. So she's going to go down to find the wine that they found in the basement, bring it up. She knows Osric is also kind of a little bit not feeling great about what just happened. He's a little stressed out. So she has got the finger in one hand. She's trying to open the wine bottle in the other hand and coming up the stairs to Osric. Open it and have drinks.
Okay. That sounds like a very good use of the booze that you found. I like it. You crack the bottle, take a pull, and it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. Probably more so because you are feeling that sort of like I'm still alive kind of vibe. But yes, you definitely are tasting some very nice wine. Of course, you know a little bit about the wine, or you at least pretend like you do, given that you work
Tennis
at a
balls
local
and mud.
tavern. That's right, tennis balls and mud. Kiwish red.
Yep.
All right.
Shred and
Yep.
a number,
Yep, and the number.
whatever the number was.
Whatever that damn number was.
568.
Thank you.
568 was the number.
568.
Thank you.
Good finish.
Great year. Such a good year. Yeah. All right, let's go next to Torbin, Oakhide.
Well, Torbin was considering going out and trying to hunt some food, but then the Doom Tuba solo started up,
Mhm.
and he figures that's pretty much scared away all the game at this point.
Likely.
So he turns around and goes back into the Gavort Fort, and he arrives just in time for the uncorking of the found wine, the basement wine, and he decides to get himself a cup and relax instead.
Very nice. All right. And thank you, Risky Corn Dog Adventure, for having that name, first of all. And then also for donating a hero point to Phantom NJ. He's going to need it. Phantom, Clement Greywall. You find yourself traversing a lonely path a couple hours from Diamond Lake, having been sent out to find a group of adventurers by a mentor of yours, an old priest named Velius Childerman. Nobody quite knows how to say his last name, but what you do know about Velius is that he is rumored to have lived his entire life at the garrison in Diamond Lake and tending to the business of the Temple of Heironeous. And as you're walking through this mountainous landscape, you pass by a boulder that looks to be intentionally placed upon a small pile of rocks. Perhaps you would notice this as maybe a site of burial of some unfortunate individual. Or perhaps they were fortunate enough to go to a good place, a lawful place. Nevertheless, you continue on, and suddenly from out of the air, you hear this booming sound of a horn. You're not sure what kind of a horn it is, but it is booming, it is haunting, and it sends a little bit of a chill up your spine, and perhaps I'll leave it to you, a tear to form on your eye. You crest the hill, moving, as you know, towards the sound of this melodious music. You see it initially, this ruined building, a oiled up, sexy dwarf perched atop a precarious rooftop that looks as if it's about to collapse, just wailing on what appears to be some sort of large horn, almost as big as his body. That's pretty much all you see right now. There's this sort of like broken wall around this, what appears to have probably been an abandoned house or homestead, something of that nature. And you see what you see. What would you like to do, Clement? And also, thank you very much, Scottish Jeff, for donating some hero points to the crew here. Appreciate you very much. I don't even know how many that was. Also,
Thanks,
Stronghold
Tim.
D&D, very, very generous of you coming in with some gift subs. Thank you so much, Tim. Very, very generous of you to do that. Thank you so much. So yes, Clement.
So Clement is standing there in awe, and his eyes are focusing, and the realization comes that he's not focusing on the dwarf, but on the tuba. And he says, Sir, is that a Vandersloot? Is that an original Vandersloot?
Can I hear him over the tuba?
You probably see him coming down the path. It would catch your eye, you know.
Gesticulating wildly.
Yes. So before I finish playing, I'll do one of the notes using only one hand with my muscles as I point to him and nod a little bit, and then I stop and say, "What was that, sir?"
Is that a Vandersloot tuba? I haven't seen one in years. I didn't think there were any more out there.
It might have been at one point. It's a little beat up because I drag it along with me a little bit. Sometimes it defends me from danger, but I try to polish it when I get a chance, which is basically never. Well met, though.
Clement walks up to him and puts his hand out as if he's going to shake hands, and then he's like, his hand goes towards the tuba, and he pulls away. He goes, "Wait, I should ask first. I should ask. Can I touch it, please?"
You may touch the dwarf's tuba, yes.
He puts his hand on the tuba. Such a beautiful piece of equipment. Yes, you should take better care of it. And he looks at you with a little stern look. But the music it makes, I could hear it from the valley, and it drew me in. I have to admit.
Was it a close by valley or farther away? Because I imagine that the sound carried probably very far. It's a threatening sound I was trying to make tonight.
All I know is I heard the sound and my heart leapt, and Heironeous guided me to you. So here I am.
I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna write that down. It's gonna be part of my story. I like you. I think the rest of my crew's inside do probably with there's goblin shit inside. I don't like that.
Oh, the rest of the crew. Ooh, you may be just who I'm looking for.
I hope so.
Do you happen to know Old Valius?
Do I know Old
Valius? Give me a D6 roll. There's a 50% chance that you do. 1 through 3 you do. 4, 5, 6 you don't.
2.
Never heard of him. Or wait, no, yeah, you do. 1 through 3 you do.
I think you switched.
Yeah.
I look at the sky and I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy.
Oh, excellent. Good. Maybe the rest of your companions or who else I'm looking for.
Sure, let me climb down. Maybe give me a hand. I might fall.
Bamard, you would know Velius as one of the priests or clergymen at the Temple of Heironeous back in Diamond Lake. Never really leaves. He's, you've heard rumors, and you might have met him if you've ever been to the garrison, but he never really leaves the garrison. So you make your way down to meet Clement. The rest of you can hear this conversation going on outside. You hear the tuba music stop abruptly, and then you hear voices, a strange voice that maybe you have or haven't heard before.
Going outside.
Yeah.
My cup of wine. My little tin of wine.
They'll follow him out too.
It's delicious.
You'll notice only Osric looks not worse for the wear. Everybody else is pretty bloody, but he's looking fine.
He is well coiffed and untouched, but he's shaking up just a little bit. He's going to hide that when he can. Come out and get a load of Clement. What does Clement look like? Is he wearing any holy symbols?
He's got the holy symbol of Heironeous around his neck. Clement is kind of tall. But it looks like his body, there's a strength to him. You can tell by his arms that he's strong, but at the same time, it seems like his body decided to grow at different times in different places, and hasn't all quite caught up yet. So he has a little awkward look to him. The fact that he talks very fast and he's got that exuberance of youth because he's pretty young, just gives him a weird, like, almost bounce to him.
Nice. Would we have, Dave, would we have seen him maybe at when we went to the Temple of Heironeous and spent some time there?
Give me a D6 roll, and I'd just like to say thank you very much, Vamp Wickman, for gifting a bunch of subs. You guys are way too generous. Thank you for supporting this crazy group.
4.
Okay, so no, you don't recall seeing him, but you do know a lot about the garrison. You know about the Temple of Heironeous, of course. You've been inside at least once. So you're familiar with, and you might even be, well, I know that Rona is familiar with Velius.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I see the symbol of Heironeous, then I'll look in to the fort where Rona is and sort of wave her out.
She's
Right.
already sneaking out, and she might have a new hero in the making
Great.
here. Yeah.
What's your name, good sir? What brings you all the way out here?
I'm Clement Greywall. I'm an acolyte underneath Velius, and he sent me looking for people that he knew, or he didn't really explain it well. He was just kind of, you go find them. You'll find them. Don't worry about it. Well, here I am. I'm hoping that you're the people that I've been sent to find. Is one of you Rona?
Yes, that's her right over there.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
She double checks that their pants are still on, so yeah, just to make a good impression. Yeah.
He looks down. He looks straight up. No. Sorry, pardon me. Yeah. Valia said I might be of some use to you all. Hopefully, I hope. I don't get out.
I'm sure you will be. And she look at you carrying the right symbol, or the symbol that I'm aspiring to be able to carry one day, maybe. Yeah.
Ah, wonderful. Nice to meet somebody else who looks to be on the path.
I wonder if you could, Goldie, by the way, you look down and I'm like a scarred, kind of rough-looking halfling. I wonder if you could, like, find the path to the way of fixing us up a little bit. We don't feel great, and I know there's goblins around here.
I'm
Also,
a little limited in that regard, but I if there's stuff I may be able to do.
when you say stuff, like, what do you mean exactly?
I do have a little bit of healing, but not enough to go around. Oh, that reminds me. Before I forget, and where did I put that bag? Oh, that's right. It's on my hip. He pulls a bag from, what do you call that? He had tied to his hip, and pulls out vials. And he's, okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we good. We've got enough. And he hands each of you a vial. And
What are these?
Valia said, use them when you are in need of some healing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, exactly what I meant.
Thank you so much.
Rona, good going.
Heironeous provides, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
You guys would some of you might know what these are. You look at them and you can see that they are indeed potions of healing. In terms of mechanics, these are D6 healing potions. Some of these folks, even though Clement, they might be trying to, and maybe some of them they're doing a good job of hiding it. Some of them have been, well, most of them aside from Osric, have been injured, have taken some wounds. And you can see blood on their armor, their clothing. Some of them have sort of dirty dressings, bandages that have soaked through with blood. None of them appear to be, pale and dying per se, but they got close, and you can see that on their face. You've seen soldiers at the garrison who have come back from run-ins with bandits and the like. So you've seen some of these types of wounds before.
So I have 2 questions, Dave. I didn't get a chance to ask you before. One, with regards to spells for clerics, how do you run cleric spells in CNC? do I have to pick like which one? And
You would pray to prepare them, basically, kind of like a wizard would do with their preparation.
knowing that they were coming back, would he have told me to just prepare 3 heal?
I think,
prepare 3
yeah,
heals?
I think that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
And 2, do you use bandages in your games?
Yes, we do have bandages. Yep, and bandages will heal 2 HP per wound.
Okay.
And what I do is I have people roll either a wisdom or intelligence check, to your choice, to heal 1 additional. So they can heal up to 3 HP on a wound.
Okay, so I'm I have I can cast 3 first level spells, so I can do 3 3 heal light wounds. Then it's a question of how many bandages he would have sent me with.
Oh, probably, I would say probably 4 bandages.
Okay.
Yep.
I can. Who among you is the worst off? We can start there.
Probably Rona, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, but did anybody else go? Did she go down in the fight last time?
No, not close.
No. Okay.
She got hit pretty. She got hit so hard she forgot she was wearing pants.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that earlier on, so I just kept forgetting.
Forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be too indelicate about this, but is there a particular wound that you have that's more ghastly than the others that would be one to bandage up before I do the other healing?
Don't worry, I'll take my potion and I take the blessings of Heironeous, and she drinks it and she's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Next customer.
Yeah. I mean,
So
everybody
how
who takes a potion, if you want to take a potion, just roll a d6. You each have a potion at this point, so if you want to take it, you can.
Yep.
And if you want to do healing, you can do that, Clement, as well.
So that means that I'm current hit
I
points
want to
10.
save my potion.
And also, Clement or Rob, the way that I do healing spells is when you are in a place where you are not being assailed by creatures and foes, and you have time to concentrate on the casting of the healing spell. It's just max healing.
Love
So
it.
basically, yeah.
I love that. I love that. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've got 3 heal lights. We can split them up. Bamred.
Please, yes. That spider was painful. Sharp claws, big eye.
So it's a
very
D8,
hot.
correct, Clement?
As long as it should be a D8. What's 1 D8?
Yep. Yep. So you 8 hit points back if for the three healing spells that you cast. Depending on, so it looks like Vamred's taking 1.
I guess Goldie's getting 1.
Me and Torbin probably
Yeah, Torbin is,
need one.
he could probably use 1.
Okay. Yep. There we go.
Torbin actually probably could use 1 the most. When you look at Torbin, he was covered in these beetles that were exuding acid. So he's got like acid burns on his face. We're gonna need new art, Jose, but he's got acid burns on his arms, any exposed skin, and even some
so
of
how many
his
separate
like,
wounds
hide.
do you have?
He's got a big fat lip. His
Let's
eyes
not worry
swollen
too
shut.
much about that. Let's just sort of, we'll just
He's
hand
gonna
wave
be
that across.
Ha-
Yeah.
Having
Okay,
an
no, it was a
obvious
question of how many
reaction
bandages I can use
to
on
bug
him.
venom.
You could probably use at least 1 bandage on him.
All right. And it was a wisdom check to
Yep,
see if I
wisdom
could
or
take the
int,
point.
your choice. Yep.
No.
Okay, so just 2 hit points.
Yeah.
Yep. So did you get
2
that,
hit-
Torbin? Two
So
hit
2
points from a bandage and 8 hit points back from the
Oh,
healing
that's
spell.
plenty,
So a total
yeah.
of 10. Yep. Okay. Anyone
Yeah,
else need?
Goldie's not too bad off. She could probably exist just fine with a bandage
There you go.
at this
Alright.
point. Save that last spell.
That you got a third hit point
Woo.
on that one.
Nice.
Yeah, Torbin, that's because I sat still.
It's hard to maintain my balance with all this bug venom running through my system.
Yeah, your cheek's pretty pussy.
What?
Yeah, it'll go down overnight, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Is my eye still swollen?
He kind of looks like
Yeah.
oh God, why can't I think of the superhero's name? Not Flash, not Shazam.
It narrows it down right away.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, whatever. Deadpool. He looks like Deadpool.
oh God.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Starts with
it's not
DC
good.
characters and jumps to Marvel. There we go.
Yeah, Deadpool. All right, so you guys do some healing. You sit down with Clement and sort of shoot the breeze. Maybe even share a little wine if there's enough to go around. Sitting here
Couple
as the
drops.
night wears on. You guys have an opportunity here to do anything that you'd want to do this evening. If there's something specific, conversations that you'd want to have, that sort of thing. Otherwise, we can sort of move forward to the next day and go with whatever you're gonna do next. It's up to you guys. Do you have some things you want to do this evening? Any other spells to cast or things to investigate? Work to do on the Gavort Fort?
I think we'd probably just want to talk to Clement about what we found and what we have done and what our specialties are so that he knows how the group dynamic works. And, Clement is very good at making friends because, you come on in with some healing spells, boom, instant friends.
What are some of the highlights that you might tell him about
Don't
what you
forget
found
the
so
code
far?
word. The code word is very important.
That's true.
Code word
Yes.
is very important.
Risky biscuits.
We tell him about the sarcophagus that we found that moves, the different lanterns that light up different lights and that lead different places underground, and that we've explored one a bit. The other one we got a glimpse of. Famberg got a glimpse of.
Yes, and we found Green Lantern apparently. So again, Deadpool, same dude.
The same
It's all the same.
references.
There were more scratchings down the one hole. So
I
there's
knew what I
probably
meant.
More geysers, more geysers of spiders and things. So that's not good.
Make sure to mention the orange paste too. That sent us packing.
We're gonna go back and explore.
Oh,
There's a
terrifying.
droning sound
It was
within
horrific.
orange. Yeah.
In the orifice with all of its
The
additives.
crumbling one. Yep.
Yeah.
Probably more of those big bugs.
Clement's eyes just keep getting bigger as he's like sipping his wine, just taking in the story. It's like, wow, really? Huh? Oh, that must have been something. Oh boy.
Clement, I have a question for you. Yeah, I have a question for you, Clement. You're a second level cleric, correct?
Mhm.
But where's most of your experience been so far up to this point?
The occasional helping Velius with the occasional group of skeletons that didn't realize that they were supposed to be dead and buried, and somebody got the idea that this might be a fun prank to pull when raising skeletons, and well, we put them back to bed, and
Couldn't have been anybody from the Ouija's cult.
Absolutely not. Those skeletons, I guarantee you, did not come from the cemetery. I will tell you that right now. Those are probably some roadside bandits that were buried in the ditch somewhere. That's probably what that was.
Osric, give me a charisma check. I don't believe you.
Some cursed drifters.
That's a 10 on the die. 10
All right, that's enough to be successful in any which way you'd like to be. You seem to pull that one off. But just staring eye
certainly
might
didn't
know.
do it.
Mm-hmm. Roll another charisma. No, I'm just kidding.
But I am fascinated when Clement's casting spells and such. I'm fascinated with divine magic, and I'm trying to sort of taking notes mentally, observing very closely as he's casting stuff.
Sounds good. Does anybody else have anything else that they would want to do on this evening before taking a rest? Okay. All right. So the night goes fairly uninterrupted. Some of you sleep extremely well. Most of you, I would say, extremely well, aside from maybe Torbin, who's his skin is tender. It pains whenever you kind of turn over the wounds, the sores on your acid riddled body just sort of like sting with pain. And Clement, with the stories of these beetles and just the look upon these companions, your new companions, their injuries and such, you probably have a little bit of a hard time sleeping as well, not really knowing, but also knowing that you've been thrown right into the fire with this crew, courtesy of your mentor Velius.
He's sleeping with his morning star close at hand.
Yeah, maybe even in hand, for that matter.
Hey! You can cuddle with my tuba also. It's huge. I'll be on one side. You can be on the other.
Tuba sandwich. Oh, delicious.
Now, Torbin, the pus is just the body's way of healing itself. This is a good thing. You'll be okay.
This will go away eventually.
It'll go away eventually.
Yes, the oozing scabs will go away eventually.
What about the itching?
That might stick around a little bit longer. Hopefully, eventually, with some talcum powder, we'll set you up more.
I don't know which I trust, the more Heironian one or necromancer talking about stuff like this.
Somewhere in between, probably. All right, so
Ron, that those are priorities, but me as a player, I'm torn here.
Yeah, right. So you get a good night's sleep, nonetheless, and you've had some magical healing, and you wake the next day, and it is a bright, sunshiny day, not a cloud in the sky. What would you guys like to do as the day begins?
Get some breakfast on.
You could, eating. You can go back to the cairn if you want to continue your exploration there. You don't necessarily have to, but you can do whatever you'd like.
Well, I rememorize spells, different spells.
Okay.
Different loadout. And sort of keep talking to Torbin about, if it does get infected, though, that could be a cool nickname. Torbin the Gangrenous. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be cool?
Gangrenous?
Pretty good.
I don't know.
Hopefully we'll come to that. But make the best of a bad situation is all I'm saying. If it comes to that.
Osric's trademark. Make the best out of that situation. Yeah.
Make the best out of necrotic tissue. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's right.
It helps when I rub dirt on it.
Clement is up at first light, just as he normally is, to do his morning prayers and pray for Heironeous' guidance and some spells to go along with it, and just his normal morning routine before he goes in search of breakfast, because he's a hungry boy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Clement, we will take it as a divine sign that we are meant to continue our exploration with your fortuitous arrival here. We, as you know, I'm sure we told you about our commission last night. We have been commissioned to explore this cairn and find what we can, and depending on what we find, we might make some coin off of it. So, if you're ready, if you need any more information, I'd be happy to provide it to you. But it's a bit of a walk up the ways.
He puts his morning star and just slings it over his shoulders, when we leaving?
After breakfast.
Right. And I don't need this for breakfast. Okay, and puts it away.
What do you guys have for breakfast?
Some salted jerky.
Just some tack. Yeah,
Tack.
rations.
Bread and
hardtack,
and
my
apple
biscuits.
and
Okay. Enough to give you a bit of sustenance.
Torbin wasn't able to go hunting, so
A couple of twigs to clean your teeth afterwards.
talk about that thing
Mhm.
that's so dangerous now we can't even eat it because it's so nasty that he killed.
I gotta spend some time cleaning the tuba a little bit after Clement called me out that I haven't taken care of it.
Ooh, yeah.
And after hearing
It's a Vandersloot original.
and after hearing Osric talk about the gangrene, I'm just humming a song to myself. Liver full of fungus, Junior full of gangrene, mine is melanoma, tyke full of gripe, whippersnappy scurvy, urchin made of agony. Get that thing away from me.
Love
I
it.
like that. I like that one.
Okay. So you head back up the slope to the Whispering Cairn, unless anyone has anything else that you'd like to throw in there.
Just put the
It's-
armor on.
Put on your armor and go. Yeah. Okay. So you do so, and you are. Let's see. You make your way up the scree slope. You travel, and the whole way, Clement, you're sort of like taking it all in. There's it's a narrow sort of canyon that rises pretty abruptly. It appears to be a fairly well-traveled trail at this point, and it leads directly up to what appears to be just a sort of standard promontory. But when you get to the top, you can see that sort of hidden amongst the brambles and roots and branches that there is indeed an open cavern, a dark cavern that leads into the cairn, and you follow your companions into the cairn, and you find yourself standing in an area here. I'm going to let's see, Clement. There we go. You find yourself standing in this area. You can see the remnants of this battle that took place. There are piles of burnt beetles. There is green pus strewn upon the floor. There are the stains of acid that have splashed upon the floor as well. And this is where you find yourself standing, you guys. As we bring up the map here, you are in the Whispering Cairn.
Right.
Torbin's going to turn to Clement and just say, "You ever see anything like this before?"
And he's looking at the stuff on the ground, and he's like, not in this quantity. I mean, when I was a kid, we liked to step on any bug we could find because, they got all over the place, and some of them were squishier than others. But that's gross.
They're huge. They're
This is super
Definitely sarcophagus, in which case, yes, I've seen many of them before. Many funeral services,
We get them after the funeral service.
So here you are, folks. You know that there is a to the sort of northeast chamber here. There's a yellow a lantern burning with a yellow sort of glow. There's an orange flame burning to the north, directly to the north of your position here. And I think this green one is probably not glowing right now because you guys have the ever-burning, or unless you left it there, but you have the ever-burning torch.
Yeah, we would have brought it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now there is no green lantern glowing, but that's okay.
Should we just light all the torches, all the lanterns?
Well, the ones that are there.
One's
sure.
missing.
One is two are missing, I think, aren't they? But
Yeah,
yes,
you know the red one is missing. That you checked that one.
Yeah. And we found the other one, right? Indigo.
You found the indigo one. The red one, there's no lantern. The orange one, you have glowing. The yellow one is glowing. The green one the lantern is there but unlit. There is a tunnel down to the southeast that has a blue lantern hanging. You have an indigo lantern. I think one of you has it in your possession. I don't think it's currently hanging anywhere.
I think
we determined what space that would go in?
Yes, I think so. Yes, because we had
like before the violet or something.
Roy G. Biv, yes.
I think Torbin has it.
Torben has it. Torben has the rest of the
Pretty
torches.
sure.
Do you have enough torches to light them all?
Well, I was thinking we go around with the magical torch and just light one at a time.
Oh yeah, you like have a torch in each one to keep it going.
Oh, you have to keep the torch in it. You can't
Yeah, and in
If
fact,
they don't just
these
burn.
torches are probably burned out by now after a day.
I thought they were. Oh yes, but aren't they lanterns? Don't we just need to find some?
You have oil?
Yeah, I have oil. I have one oil left. Anybody else have oil?
I threw my only oil on the bugs yesterday.
Same here. I threw my away.
There's a lot of it on the
Things just
ground
got
for
a lot
some
darker.
reason.
There is a lot of it on the ground.
You want me to rub on one of the lanterns a little bit?
No, that's okay, Goldie.
Okay. Here to serve. Wanna live.
Well, we can either explore the one we already know, the one with the paste and the for sure another geyser of bugs, or we can try another one. What do you think?
Is that going to require turning this thing, I guess? And see what kind of crazy shit happens?
I would imagine so.
All right.
What if
We're
there's
gonna-
like a
We're going to
certain
turn
number-
it again.
What if there's a certain amount of badness in each one though? And like we already took out most of the badness from the green one.
You
We'll
have
just
a
start
good
over
point.
at the next one.
You have a good point, Goldie. You have a good point.
I mean that orange paste, that's gotta be worth something down there, right?
Anything is worth something. I'm sure there's somebody willing to buy that. Well, what do we say? Do we go back down? We know the foe. We know it's going to be full of bugs because we've already heard them. We don't know what's beyond in that next chamber. Maybe there's something of import.
Clement, how do you feel about a geyser of beetles? What's the
beetles.
first thing that comes to mind?
Acid beetles. There's acid.
Well, the fire was our fault. That's not them. But first thing that comes to mind, a geyser of beetles. Any yes, no? You all right with that?
Acid involved. We don't know if there's more of those.
This is a trick question. Fine for what?
For your mental state?
Well, just
Yeah.
prepare yourself. We'll if we do run into them, they're not much on negotiations. So we'll most likely be having to fight swarms of these things.
As long as they can be smashed, I'm up for anything.
Right then.
Also, when we go to them, escaping really isn't an option because it's a climb down a 60-foot rope. So, again, we good? Confident?
Yeah, I hope
He's
so.
nodding his head, yeah, and his
He
eyes
looks
are like,
ready to me. He looks like he's ready to get at it.
There will be an epic story that I've been writing. It'll be played on the tuba. People will talk about this for generations.
The torchlight is doing a really good job of hiding how pale his face is getting.
we would have explained to him, I'm sure, on the way up the mechanics of how this works. Like this one that we're talking about is broken, which is why we need to use a rope. But the other ones have this sort of shaft that moves you up and down individually. So wherever we went, we would have to go individually anyway.
That sounds like magic.
It could be some sort of magic, could be some sort of mechanical contraption that I've never seen before. That's what it felt like, but who knows? Could be a combination.
Well, there are buttons.
And there are buttons. Yes, which again
mean-
could be magic.
The creatures that made this are known for fighting across the cosmos.
Indeed.
So they're no like goblinly people. These are powerful warriors, and this was, a place that one of their heroes was buried. So there's probably some amazing stuff in here. But over the years, some bad stuff has also joined in living here and looking for snacks.
Yes.
You'd probably be fairly impressed, Clement, by the sarcophagus at the center of this chamber and the bas relief upon the covering of this sarcophagus, depicting
I'm
a
just gonna go
very
examine the sarcophagus itself
Yeah.
and
sure.
take it all in.
Try to put the finger back.
Give me an
I don't know what
intelligence
happened
check.
to the finger.
Goldie,
Goldie lost the finger.
you had the finger.
I had the finger.
with the
I
levels,
left the finger.
with the levels,
Where'd you
dirty
put it?
20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Yep.
So you look upon this, and you have heard, as I would say, the recollection of the features of this creature that seems to be carved into the stone of the sarcophagus, plus the mention of the tale from Vamrid, who probably would have regaled you with as much of the information as he recalled in a previous legend lore roll. You recall stories of the Wind Dukes of Aaqa, a race of beings from another dimension who fought in service of order and law against the minions of chaos. Mostly you recall it just being like some local lore, maybe a legend, maybe some sort of an urban, a rumor that's spoken amongst the members of the garrison at times of the different. At one time, this area, and all of you would know this, was ripe with unclaimed riches that were hidden in these cairns, and there was a sort of boom of exploration and tomb robbing that went on, making many individuals, especially those from the lands near the Free City, very rich, very wealthy, and very powerful. Most of those cairns are now long depleted of their riches and treasure, but there were tales told at the garrison of some of these tombs that had yet gone undiscovered, and it was tied to some of this lore and legend of these Wind Dukes. So you have a little bit of knowledge.
So as recognition of what he's looking at comes to him, you hear Clement audibly gasp, and he looks at the rest of you questioningly. He's like, my friends, should we really be here? This does not seem like a good idea. The Wind Dukes? I mean, what?
Oh, that's why we're getting paid the big bucks. Maybe.
Okay. And Clement comes to realization that he's not getting paid.
Wait,
You guys are getting paid?
Okay. All right. Yes. I can see why you ran into such difficulty, and well, I'd like to say it's probably going to get better, but that would make me a servant of Hextor, and we can't have that. So.
No, it's
Who's
nothing.
Hextor?
Bad god. He's a bad god.
Okay, so with all of this said, you guys have a couple of different options. You can turn tail and run. You that's always an option. You could head back towards the yellow chamber and explore with that strange tube-like structure that Vamrid entered and traveled deep into a sub-level of this particular tomb. There is this over in this direction here. There is a cracked open orifice that has crumbled dramatically and is now accessible via a very sort of surgical descent into the depths. Then there are some other options as well in terms of exploring some of these other. I don't even think that you've gone down to explore any of these other chambers, but that's always an option as well.
No. So
Well, we found
Vamrid, Vamrid, you didn't see anything other than some more of these carvings down there, right? No bugs, no goo.
bugs, statues, defaced, and a door, and a button.
Do we want to try that?
I pressed the button, of course, and came back. But
Well, yes.
I would think that's the right place. There's a door. I came back alive,
You did.
unharmed at that moment.
And
So
we
just
know
at
at the end,
Just to
At
clarify
the end of the
quickly,
hallway.
as Vamrid explains to you what he saw, he didn't necessarily see a door, but what he did see was a cavern that was blocked by a large stone slab.
Oh, okay. All right.
I describe
That's
it as
a door for a dwarf.
I describe it as a door because I
Or
also saw
dwarfs,
a
that's the
button,
door. Yeah.
and I was very focused on the button.
Of course.
My
Always go for the
peripheral
button.
vision saw
Well,
a door, but
We can assume that getting down back and forth should be safe enough. What do we think? we explore the cavern that Bamrid explored, or at least saw?
Yeah, sounds like a
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's at least get a lay of the land down
Okay.
there.
Okay.
yep.
I mean,
mhm.
what he saw might be protecting something of great value.
Be good.
Also,
Do we have to turn the sarcophagus back that way in order for
I
it to work?
imagine so.
Yeah.
Can you think you can do it with all that pus? Torbin?
Yeah, I think I can manage.
Okay. Of course I'll help though.
You just put your shoulder. There's less pus in your shoulder. Just push it with your shoulder.
Just put your back into it. That's
Put your
what I
back-
always do.
Torbin will go up and push the sarcophagus to point back towards the
We'll make
previous
sure it's-
lantern.
We'll make sure it's
Oh.
lit. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure it's lit first.
So you're gonna go light the lantern.
Yep.
How are you gonna light it?
Use the magic torch.
We'll put the magic torch there.
Okay. All right. So it lights up, and then with some help from your friends, Torbin, this is a very heavy stone sarcophagus. You are able to turn it, and as you do that, you hear this sort of rumbling, a familiar rumbling from below. The chamber starts to shake a little bit. The dust is sort of like kicked up in the air again, and within a few short seconds, you watch as this chamber, this cylindrical metal chamber, pushes up through the floor and stops. And then you watch as these two doors just sort of slide open.
You see what I mean, Clement? Could be magical, could be mechanical, or a combination. It's fascinating. I've never seen anything like it. Well, who wants to go first?
Wait a second. Where was the button?
On
Was it inside the cylinder?
Bamrid?
it was down at the bottom, right?
Mhm.
Inside, right?
It was
How do
down
you
at the
push
bottom.
it to send it back up?
Good question.
You gotta like reach for it, like reach around. And
Well,
then,
didn't-
like, push it and then pull your arm back in really fast.
Didn't Vamrid? I mean, Vamrid has it all figured out. He's already
Yeah,
figured it out.
he was down there. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
You just
Mhm.
need to get in. It'll take you down, and then come back up by pushing the button.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go down one at a time.
I think that's the only option.
I thought we were
mean,
all gonna go down.
I mean, Goldie, you are very small. Perhaps you could fit between my legs while we go down. Well, maybe
Can
an
two
option.
people fit in there at the same time? Dave?
No.
The little person and the
All
bigger
right,
person.
it might
You
take
could
a
try to
while
squeeze
get
in there.
everybody down there.
You could squeeze in there.
We'll
You could
flatten
try.
this wall with Osric.
Hey, thank you so much, Chaos Gaming. Good to see you.
You could try
All
to
right, so
piggyback.
you're gonna head down.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think so.
Who's going first?
Rona goes first. She got a sign from Heironeous. She goes first.
There you go.
Okay.
Take
All right,
your pants
so-
with you. Take your
Yes.
pants with you. Please.
Tighten your
you might
belt.
need them.
Maybe an extra pair too.
We really
Yeah,
need
that
to
might
make her
be-
a belt
yeah.
or something.
Next time she's
Right,
back in
so-
town, it will be more pair pants. Yeah.
Roni,
Suspender.
you take a torch, I'm assuming, or some sort of a. Do you
Yep.
have any way to illuminate the space around you?
I'll hold out my hand. Someone will provide.
I will. I'll give
like
you my. Well, I have my lantern that was that the glass broke, but the body is still, the case is still good.
Well, Heironeous isn't perfect, so I'll go with that. Yeah.
We'll light that thing and give it to you.
Okay, awesome. Heironeous
Okay.
provides. Rona is
right.
on her way. Yep.
All right, so you watch as Rona takes the torch and steps into the chamber. The doors, and it just drops. And you watch as it disappears, and there's like this small, almost like iris-like device that sort of closes on the floor. You remember it being sort of metallic, and there's sort of a rim around it that seems to be different than the surrounding stone. Nevertheless, Rona, you descend deeper and deeper into this chamber, and eventually you feel this device stop with you in it and open up, and you, with your torch lit, look out, and you can see indeed you're in a small room that appears to be the way ahead appears to be blocked somewhat by this large stone slab. And as you shine the light around and you look up, you can see there are various bas relief carvings in the walls, along the walls of this chamber that depict very similar individuals to the one that's on the stone sarcophagus. Tall, elongated features, bald head, just hairless bodies, and they seem to be in poses of deference, almost as if they're paying homage to the viewer, to you. Essentially, you look at them and they're sort of like bowed heads, hands kind of folded before them, that kind of thing. Some of their hands are sort of held forward in like adoration. It's a very interesting scene. But then you kind of move the torch and you look straight ahead of you, and there is a large stone block that looks to be manufactured carved stone block that blocks some sort of passage ahead. And is it safe to assume that the rest of you join your companion? So we'll just sort of like jump ahead here as you find yourselves, let's see, add light. Find yourselves in a new level of this dungeon. Again, all of you sort of see the same thing that I just mentioned. The stone carvings along the walls and this block, this massive block that appears in front of you.
That is massive. You weren't joking, Vanrid. Is there anything inscribed on it? Any sort of
on the rock itself?
Yeah.
Give me an intelligence check as you do some investigating of this block.
There's only 6 on the die.
6 on the die. Okay. Is anyone else inspecting the block with Osric as Osric steps forward?
Torbin is going to use his dwarven ability, Stonecraft, to examine the block.
Okay. Give me an intelligence check.
See if it does anything.
All right.
Oh, it says wisdom for me, but there's not a big difference.
Yeah. Go ahead. Roll a wisdom.
And that is not great. A 9.
Both of you are looking at this massive
11.
stone block. It's a huge block. Best you can tell, there's a passage behind it. You can, as you see does anybody else, is it just Rona that has a torchlight, or does anybody else have any illumination? Just Rona. So
Rona right
yeah.
now.
So you can see, like, from the flicker of the torchlight, that there is something beyond. It's definitely blocking a corridor. Anyone else want to take a look at this at all?
How about my bardic skill to get some information about it?
Information about the stone block?
Maybe about what this room might be? Anything in general?
Yeah, sure. I think also you should roll. I think more relevant to this particular situation would be your stonecraft.
Okay. Said that's wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. My worst stat. Yeah. No.
I mean, it's a huge block.
Man. It's a big
Okay, did you
block.
say there was more bas reliefs along the walls?
Absolutely.
Clement is going to take a further look, having seen the on the sarcophagus, he's going to see if there's a story or something that he can make out, or anything that would help provide some guidance.
Okay. Yeah. You think that'd be an intelligence check for Clement?
I would get, I guess so.
Yeah, I think so too.
That is 16 total.
16 total. Okay. Yeah, you look about, and the first thing that comes to mind is that this seems to be a depiction of not subjects, maybe subjects, maybe worshipers. Like you come from the church, so the first thing you think of is like, well, maybe these people are in stances of worshiping something that is great, or giving sort of some sort of homage to something powerful. They appear to almost be, it's akin almost to like depictions of them praying, maybe. But what's more interesting is as you kind of scan the room and you look over towards the block, you can see that about 10 feet above where everyone else is kind of looking at the block itself, like kind of like you watch as Torbin sort of like running his hands on the block, trying to get an idea of like what the relevance is, and Osric is sort of like looking for clues, and you look about 10 feet above and you can see that there is what can best be described as a compartment, a perfectly block-sized compartment in the wall, as if it fit or fits inside of that compartment, and now lays on the floor before you. Do you point this out? You're muted.
Oh, you're saying the stone itself would fit in that compartment?
This massive block that's blocking the stone block that's blocking the corridor to the south here, yes, would fit inside that compartment.
So it's some kind of door?
It would appear so.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. Door.
Rona, as this is brought to your, as this is brought to your attention, Rona, you look up and see it, and right away you're like, this is a trap. This was a trap.
Oh, damn. Okay, stand back. Be careful. This is a trap.
Well,
Oh,
didn't it already go off?
Sort of set up.
Somebody underneath there, maybe?
Stand back.
I got a crowbar.
Yes. So somebody set this off, and so
Somebody is a pancake.
they're either a pancake or they're trapped in that chamber.
Are there two boots sticking out of the bottom, Dave?
Curled up
Striped
so-
socks. Yeah, striped socks.
Road, yeah, like Wile E.
That
Coyote
would be
style.
awesome. Yep.
Wicked Witch style? No.
Yeah.
You
Now
don't
we
see
know
that.
what to make to fool them. You put like a rock, and you put two boots, and
Two
you put a
boots,
rock on top
boom.
of it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, that's
Can I do a find and figure out if it really is a trap or not?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah. What do
Okay.
you have any special features that would allow you for this? You have.
I would find disabled.
yeah.
Find disabled trap. It's an
Yeah.
intelligence roll.
Give me an intelligence
It's
roll.
not,
Perfect.
yeah. Intelligence is not a prime. How does that work? Well, anyway, I just roll.
Yeah, you just roll, and it's just a little bit harder. 16.
16. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. You get up there with the torch and you're looking around, and you can't see what the trigger was. You're not sure what the trigger was, but certainly you can see now as
So
you.
the trap has gone off already.
Well, I was thinking possibly if you were to get up on top of the stone slab and like look.
Well, I don't have to
into-
go anywhere if I don't believe that the trap has already been.
Oh, okay.
sprung, so to speak.
I would say it's. You see that you guess. I suppose I would say that it used to be up in this little cubby hole, this big cubby hole, and now it's here. So you was up there, and then
Gotcha.
it's down here.
Okay.
And if you were to look around the edges of this rock with the torch, you can almost feel like you can see beyond, and there's like a chamber behind. You can see kind of behind the rock. And if you sort of if you get close enough, you can sort of like illuminate just a little bit of light going down this corridor behind it.
She tell her companions that it's probably already sprung, so I think we're safe.
I suppose we just push the rock out of the way then?
Yeah,
could
I
try.
think so.
We just roll it. Torbin, you want to help me
We
roll it?
yeah, we could try it. I got a crowbar.
I'd ask Vamrid, but he's got that doom tuba. He's always carrying the tuba. Yeah, let's push it and crowbar it. Let's get out of the way. There's something in there.
Yeah, Rona
Can
has
we
a
see
crowbar as
like
well.
just if it's possible to like nudge it or move it? Like I guess we don't know how far back it goes really, maybe a little bit, but
It seems to me like you could either push it like to the side, so like slide it like horizontally on the map.
Yep.
If you had enough people working at it, You could try to use a crowbar to pry it away from the door and sort of like pivot it open. It just kind of depends on what you want to do, what you want to try to do here. It's up to you.
Let's do it. Try it all. Let's try to get through this
Really
thing.
small room.
At the same time.
Should we try to push it to the side first?
I think pushing it to the side is our best bet. There's more room. Yes.
Yeah.
And that way we can go. We only need to get it far enough for one of us for one of us to get through.
One of us.
Should all of us go in there, or
I mean, if one of us can get through, most likely all of us can get through. Unless that one of us is Goldie.
Yeah, one at a time. Yeah.
Anybody hear any of those bugs
Sacrificing
by
me.
any chance?
I'm your first sacrifice.
Well, do what we must.
Yeah, let's not pull any glutes though. Come on, guys, let's stretch first.
Let's go.
Okay, right.
All right.
Couple
So
of
what's
mills,
your
let's do it.
plan here? What's your plan? How are you going to do this?
Goldie and Torbin are going to try to push this thing to the side.
Everybody flatten against the other wall.
What side? Where? Be very specific on what you're doing here.
We're going to try to push it from where Vamrid is over to where Clement is. How about?
Yep, we'll get Clement out of the way and make a space on that side.
Okay.
I appreciate
Roll
you
it that way.
specifying that.
Yes.
Yep.
Is there a better way,
Pretty
Dwarf?
tight in this room.
It's super tight.
Yeah, very, very tight.
Vamrid, Torbin, could you advise? Is there a better way to approach this?
Using our
With your stonecraft?
stoneworking skills,
Yeah.
maybe.
I mean, that would be up to Dave. We already both rolled on it, so.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not going to roll again. I mean, it's just you're basically deciding to push or pry this thing away
Right,
from
push
the
it.
opening. Yeah.
Push it like salt and pepper.
I mean, is it going to
It's
help
good.
if 3 of us push?
Yeah, I mean, if everybody gets in there, I'm not going to make you guys roll. If you guys have enough people trying to do it, you can do it. So you're going to try to push
Teamwork
it
makes
in
the
what
dream work.
in what direction? This way?
Yes.
You're going to push it that way. Okay.
And if we're all on the other side, we don't get squished as easily. I think.
Hopefully not.
Correct.
That's the plan.
Yeah, watch your toes.
But if anyone is standing around slow clapping at us pushing, they might find a rock on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you guys all heave ho and push, you can. I mean, it grinds against the floor. Obviously, like it is. This is a huge. I don't know if I mentioned how big this stone slab is, but this thing is 10 feet wide by 8 feet tall. It's a huge stone slab. So it takes all of you essentially to get in there and push. Yeah, it's very, very heavy.
That's right.
It's medium size.
Maybe not Osric.
Here
But the rest of you.
Don't pull a muscle. You see
Here
that?
I am, rock you like a hurricane.
Here I am.
You guys push with everything you've got, and you hear the. And as you do that, you see the light of the corridor behind you begin to, or the light from your torch illuminate a corridor beyond. And at that same moment, you smell this acrid scent, this almost stinging sensation as you start to cough, and you can see as you look about, there's like these small valves that are hidden amongst the bas relief begin to exude a green gas as it begins to fill the room.
Stop
I
her,
would like
stop her.
everyone to roll initiative. This is a D10. You're not adding anything to it. And Phantom, we do have in the Owlbear, we have an initiative tracker. So if you look over there, you should be added to it. All you do is where it says Clement, you just click on the 0 and you can add your D10 roll to that particular, so we don't have to ask everybody what they rolled for initiative every time.
I rolled the same as I had before.
I'm going to use my hero point.
Yeah, I'm going to use a hero point too.
As a +1 to whatever we roll. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So go ahead and just get your number in there once you've got it. let's do this. Okay. All right, so at the top of the initiative, Torbin, you watch as this green gas begins to fill this chamber, the light illuminating a hallway to the south. At the top of the initiative, what do you want to do?
He's gonna go move up, hold out, and just see if he can see any kind of. He's gonna move up to here, and just see if there's any kind of like mechanical reason for these vents to be open. Like maybe he could reset something.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
13.
13. Yeah, you look about, you're panicking, you can smell, you can you feel it in the back of your throat. It's starting to sting your lungs as you inhale it. And you start to sweat, the sweat's rolling down your pockmarks, your acid scarred face. And you just can't, it's you got to get out of here. Like you're having a hard time breathing. It's intolerable.
Maybe we should close it up again. Oh, and he's gonna move back.
All right. That brings us to the smoke. This green smoke is filling this chamber. Everybody make a con save, please. And I'll go down and I'll just ask you what you rolled. We'll start with Osric. Con save.
That is a 14 on the die.
Okay, that's a success.
Sweet.
Rona.
8.
That is a failure. Vamrid.
16.
16 is a success. Torbin.
16.
16 is a success. Goldie.
19.
19 is a success. And Clement.
11 prime.
11 is a success. All right. So for those of you that succeeded, you're going to take half of this. If you failed, you're going to take the full amount. 4 damage is the full, 2 is half. As this, you breathe this green gas and you start to almost heave. You start to feel sick from this trap that's been sprung. That brings us to Vamrid.
Okay, I'm going to run in a bit and check out to see if I see anything maybe around here.
Well, it's dark. So what you do see is you see that there are what appear to be 2, I would call them maybe alcoves, one on either side of this hallway. And there are carvings along the walls, but you're not paying attention to the carvings right now. You're just trying to get out of the green smoke.
And it's just coming from everywhere down there.
It's coming from the chamber where your companions are. It's coming from the bas relief individuals that have been carved into the walls of that chamber.
I thought it was coming from the hallway.
No. So that is Vamrid. Is there anything else? You sort of look around. That's basically what you see. You see these 2 alcoves and this hallway that continues on into darkness. Do you want to light a torch or anything like that? Do you have any flammables?
Yeah. I'll light a torch. I have a torch.
Okay. Do it. We'll give you some light here. As you can see farther down now, as you scramble to light a torch as your action, you can see that there is indeed a long hallway that continues into darkness. Again, these alcoves, there appear to be paired alcoves on either side of the wall. I know that would be hilarious, Scottish Jeff, but I'm not that cruel. That brings us to Rona. What are you doing?
I guess Torbin blocks the entry, I guess.
You can go through them if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll bring the light and go through so we can see here. So I go up side with Vamrid and make sure he's okay.
Yep. He's coughing. Your lungs are stinging from the
Well, I'm
damage that you
coughing
took.
too because I
Yeah.
it took full damage. So yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. You're probably like kind of like doubling over, just trying to get it out of your lungs.
Yep.
All right, let's go to Goldie.
Goldie's gonna turn around and grab Osric and like try to expedite his passage through, possibly even getting him in front and pushing him through.
Okay, yeah, it will. You'll have to wait until his turn to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
She's
Okay.
gonna help him get through first.
Yep. Okay, that sounds good. Clement, what are you doing?
So, having once accidentally gotten locked in a closet while services were going on with lots of incense being used, the idea of smoke filling a room that he is in that is hard to breathe has him panicking a little, and he just goes. And he'll pick up anyone in his way and move them with him. Gotta go. We can't see you. Can't see you.
This
Yeah,
brings
go
up
ahead and you
memories
can
of the-
move. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Anna.
I was going to say this brings up memories of a CS gas test we did in
Oh,
the military.
I bet.
Yep.
So Clement, go ahead and you can move your full movement if you want and get out of there if you'd like to. All right. And then we'll go next to Osric. What are you doing, Osric?
I'm going with Goldie. We're getting out of there.
Okay. Go ahead and move your token. You
Okay.
can move your full movement if you'd like.
Yep.
Okay. And Goldie, you can move as well. All right. So there you are.
Thanks, Goldie.
Okay. All right. Torbin, top of the order. What are you doing?
He's just going to keep on moving up as well.
This
Get away
green
from
smoke
the
is just continues to
smoky room.
billow into
Yeah.
and is sort of like coming down the chamber towards you.
I think that's as far as he can go.
Okay.
He's going to just keep moving up. Oh, get away from it.
Everybody but Torbin, give me a con check.
4.
And I'll go down the line here. Oof. Okay. Osric,
One higher than last time. 15.
15 on a con check. So you saved. You'll take 3 damage.
Crikey.
Yeah. Rona,
4.
4 on a con check. You're gonna take 6 damage.
Yep. She's 0. Yep.
She's at 0
She's
exactly.
down.
Yep. 0 exactly.
Okay. Goldie drops to the ground. Or excuse
I
me.
do?
No. Rona
Rona.
drops
Oh.
to the ground.
Yep.
Vamrid,
I got a 13.
13 on a con. You take what did I say it was? 6.
For
You failed.
failing?
Yeah.
Crap.
It's either 6 or 3. All right. Let's see. Torbin's clear. Goldie,
Goldie got a 4.
you take 6.
Okay.
And Clement,
Clement apparently panicked a little too much and took a deep breath and rolled 6.
oh shit. Okay, so you also take
Yep.
6 points.
See? Heironeous is not with us.
No. Vamrid, what are you doing? You watch as Rona, who is standing next to you, coughing, just drops to the ground and begins sort of like convulsing on the ground a little bit of green froth coming out the side of her mouth.
I gotta grab her and move away from this poison.
She got mustard gassed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta
Okay,
grab
so you're
her
gonna,
and move.
okay. Yeah, you can move. We'll say you can move half your movement with Rona in your arms or dragging her along through there.
tuba.
Okay.
What? Did you
Rona?
say abandon the tuba?
His hearing's not so good from
I feel like I don't
playing
even
with it.
know you.
Poor time for a joke. Sorry.
All right, so you're unconscious, Rona. You're exactly at 0 hit points. Is that what you said? Or are you negative?
Sorry?
Are you
I'm
0 exactly?
Yep.
Okay.
0
all right.
exactly.
Yep. So you are unconscious. All right. That brings us next to Goldie.
Could Goldie help drag Rona, her roommate, out of there and speed up the movement rate?
Yeah, you could probably get all the way to where Torbin is.
Okay, she will help drag Rona out. And get
Yeah,
to
you
that
can get
spot.
like up to here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds fine.
Okay. All right. Clement.
All right, Clement's going to keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah, people
All right.
can move past me. That's right.
And then Osric.
Hustling.
Yep. All right. So as you guys all make your way farther down this chamber, the green gas seems to dissipate from the chamber, the corridor. It seems to just sort of like it's run its course. Rona is down. She is in at this point probably Goldie and Vamrid's arms as they are like setting her down on the cold stone floor.
Well, that was something else.
Should we use her potion?
I think so. No, it was probably the best time.
She
Right.
drank her potion.
Yeah, I was going to say I
Should
used
you
mine.
drink your potion?
Yeah.
But, all eyes go to Clement.
Clement?
Quick question: did he happen to give me a potion for myself?
Yeah, probably. He probably had one for each of you.
All right. In that case, I will take the one last potion out and cradle Rona so that making sure that we get it all in her mouth and pour it in.
What's up, Brew?
Oh dear.
Okay, go ahead and give me a D6 roll. Well, the nice thing is that she was at 0, so this will actually heal her back to consciousness. If you had been at negative, this would just bring you back to 0. Healing in Castles and Crusades is brutal.
That's 5.
Okay, so you have 5 hit points. Rona, your eyes open up. You kind of like spit out the sort of green frothy foam that's in your mouth.
Thank you, bless Heironeous. I'm back. Yep.
Yeah, you look up and you just see Clement and sort of like glowing with this symbol of Heironeous. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm blessed now. Yep.
Yep.
Osric is going to take out his potion and kind of look up and say, "Not today, Weejas. Not today. Good try though." And take his potion.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d6. Oof, 1 hit
That
point.
will be unbearable in a while.
That's 3, so 4 hit points.
She's going to be a convert for sure at this point.
Yeah, oh yeah, she will be unbearable if this goes on. Yep.
Thanks for the warning.
Goldie's also going to take hers.
Okay.
Goong. 6.
All right. There you go. Very cool.
Ooh.
So here you stand or sit, some of you against the wall as you take stock of the situation here.
All right.
There are these alcoves, as I mentioned, along the walls that you take note of right away.
Also take note of any holes like the ones that just spit out that gas.
Ooh, give me an intelligence check as you examine.
Did it make a noise when it came out? Can we still hear that noise?
Yeah, kind of a gaseous sort of seep noise. You can't hear it
still
anymore.
the seep?
No.
Gaseous seep. I got a 10 on the die plus stuff, intelligence.
10 on the die plus your intelligence,
Plus
which is a total
13,
of 13. Okay.
And the level, do I add level to that?
Yeah.
15.
Okay. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. You look around, you're looking for nozzles that might release a gaseous taint. And you look at them, these carvings seem to represent some sort of scene that it's unsure of what it's exactly trying to depict. But these small alcoves, each of them, as you're standing at one right next to you, you can see that each of them contains a statue of an androgynous humanoid figure, hairless, very similar to the ones that you've seen on the bas reliefs, the carvings on the walls, the sarcophagus, a very similar creature. And each of these statues, or at least the 2 that you can see from where you're standing, Osric, they have their hands are cupped, sort of like like this, before them, sort of held close to their chest and cupped. And it's interesting because this sort of dissipating green smoke is almost, you can almost see the last remnants of it sort of being blown away from these cupped hands.
Interesting. I mean, they are the Wind Dukes, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was like a fart thing.
Where they want?
That's Windy Duke. He frequents the
Yes,
inn. Yeah.
yes, the Windy Duke. Yes.
Maybe
These cup
they
hands,
put something in their hands. Yeah.
do they leave any? Are there spaces, or do they like make a real like kind of like a bowl with their hands?
Give me an intelligence check, Clement.
Maybe it's water.
That is 16 exactly.
On an intelligence? Okay, yeah. You look at one of these, and you can see that there's almost a wind emanating from the cupped hands. Do they form a bowl? Was your question? Maybe.
Yeah.
But more strangely, there is a sort of a gentle, continuous, almost, wind that seems to emanate from the hands themselves. Like if you were to sort of brush your hand over the top of it, it's like you'd feel the pressure of air currents.
He's going to get closer, and he's going to inhale directly the breeze straight from it.
Okay. Yeah. You do that, and it smells like a dank, dark dungeon. The hands, you don't know where those hands have been.
Ramrod puts his face.
Wasn't
right
quite
in
what I
it.
was hoping, but okay.
I put
No, none of us were
face
hoping for
right
that.
in some hands.
You bury your face in the cupped hands, and it's almost like when you go to an oxygen bar. You guys have all been to oxygen bars where they put the little things in your nose and they fire straight oxygen right into your nose. It just like opens up all your nasal passages. It feels so good. That's what you
call
feel.
that a hospital, Dave. I mean,
Is that what
You've
he
never
said?
been to an oxygen bar? Oh, you should check it out.
No, I've never been to an oxygen bar.
Oh, check
I've
it
been
out.
flying
sometime.
though, and
You,
I
does that
wear my
count?
mask with pure
Yeah.
oxygen in it. So yeah,
Yeah, it feels good, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of necessary, but yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Teach their own.
take a piece of either parchment or maybe a piece of fabric from my undershirt and put it in just sort of drop it in one of the cupped hands and see if it goes any particular direction.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So you is it your shirt or your parchment? Which is it?
My shirt. Parchment's more valuable.
You're gonna cut up your shirt?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
My undershirt, yeah.
Yeah. You cut up your tighty whities a little bit and you place them on the cupped hands, and it just sort of like almost like it levitates from the current, and it just sort of like just kind of stays in place.
Fascinating. Does each of them do that?
You go around to each of these 6 alcoves and do it, and yes, indeed, each of them has that. You get a sense that they depict different individuals. They're not all exactly the same.
That would make sense. There's different directions of winds. Maybe they each represent a different direction.
You definitely get the sense that they probably held something like this at some point that levitated on the wind currents in their hands.
That's what it seems to be meant for.
Mm-hmm. And I would say those of you who rolled the higher intelligence rolls while examining some of this, you would get the sense that this is like a gallery of some kind. I mean, it's beautifully crafted. The bas reliefs on the walls depicting, a stirring tempest. The statues well crafted and in good order, and this magical effect upon the hands of some kind that's unknown to you.
so once again, I'm looking. Clement is looking to see if there's like a continuation to the story, or is it like a completely different scene compared to what was in the other room?
It's less specific to the creatures and more about the winds themselves, the best you can tell. It depicts like a tempest, like a storm, like a very strong wind blowing across different realms And then each of these alcoves bears one of these statues with the cupped hands. And I would say this as well, Osric and Clement, you can feel as you examine these and you head farther south along this corridor, that the air becomes colder and colder as you head to the south.
All right. I'm gonna light my own torch. My last one.
So Rona comes back from 0, being healed by a potion, looks around, and the rest of us assholes are just messing around with some statues and like putting cloth on it.
I wasn't going to say anything, but yep,
Like
that's
it's some
basically
kindergarten. Like some kindergarten. I like it.
Yep.
Well, she can taste a little bit of healing potion on the corner of her mouth, so she knows we did it for her.
Yeah.
Sure, she knows we brought her back, but we're over here
Aftertaste.
just
Rona knows who brought her back. Yeah.
Mhm.
We're all holding empty vials.
Cold. Is it
putting
like a
underwear
sharp
in.
feeling of cold ahead, or is it just like you can feel the temperatures dropping a bit?
It's gradually dropping, but it's noticeable.
Clementa is going to cast Endure Cold on himself.
Okay. What does that look like?
So he has his holy symbol in his hand, and he's looking towards the area, the direction where the cold is coming from, and he's Heironeous, give me protection from the temperature changes, the cold that seems to be emanating. Protect your servant, so that I may protect the others.
Okay.
All right. Looks like this is an intersection up ahead.
Yep. You can see with the illumination of the torch that there's a wall ahead of you.
Yeah.
And the corridor kind of branches in 2 different directions. And I think this, my friends, is where we will take a quick break, because we haven't taken a break yet and we need one. And then we will come back to find out what happens next, what other terrors lurk within the darkness besides horrible gaseous clouds.
More
Yep.
wind.
Poisonous gas and
Terrible wind.
breaking wind.
hands.
Yep. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thank you guys so much for the amazing. Thank you all for the amazing support with the gift subs and all the using your channel points and all the good stuff, and just being here and being goofy. We really appreciate you. An awesome role play from this group. Goofy, fun stuff, and you guys are getting into some serious shit here. So good luck. We'll be back in just a couple of short minutes. Everybody, hang tight. See you soon. Here we are, my friends. You find yourselves back staring down this chamber. You have barely survived the first trap that you encountered upon your descent into this strange hall. A hall that appears to be both a gallery of sorts, perhaps a means of depicting stories of these fabled Wind Dukes that Vamrid and Clement have heard tales of and have been able to share some of that information with you. As you stare down this hallway with the illumination from your torchlight, you can see that it ends abruptly in a stone wall, but that the corridor branches both to the left and to the right.
Right. Before we move any further, I'll turn to my companions and say, okay, a few things. One, that trap was set off by something or someone. So I would imagine that they're either in here still or the remains are in here still. Or unless they found another exit. And two, it doesn't seem like you would put a trap that gruesome if there wasn't something of value in here. Do we agree?
Agreed.
Sure.
All right. So
We have to also consider the option that they got squished on the rock. Like, as soon as we moved that rock, we were all like coughing up our lungs, so like we didn't really get
Yeah.
to check, but they could be on the bottom of that rock.
could be.
It is weird, though. You would think that when the rock came down and held the room closed was when the trap would have been sprung, but
It
interesting.
is peculiar. Maybe a double layer, something.
In case they slip through the rock.
Mm-hmm. Rona.
Yeah.
Yeah. My understanding, even though recent evidence notwithstanding, that you are good at detecting these sorts of things. Yes, maybe you should go ahead of us.
Ooh, a sick bird.
Okay. Well, Heironeous blessing. I'll take this mighty task on, and she sneaks in front and brings the light and go forward. Yeah. She still trusts Heironeous will bring her back. So yeah.
Yeah.
She's meaning, come on, she was almost dead and then back up again. And
Yeah.
she
She's
felt
into
as good as she did before. So, yep.
Goldie,
Blessing
give
her.
me a Constitution check, please.
Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, God.
Really? Okay.
11.
Goldie or Rona?
Sorry,
sorry.
Goldie. Yep,
Ah,
Goldie.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So I get a +2 because I'm a halfling, so 17.
All right. Rona. What are you doing as you get to the front of the pack here?
Well, I try to peer into the and look at the walls and see if there's any more slabs that might fall down or stuff like that. Yeah.
Gas
Okay, so
holes.
doing some
Yeah.
you gas hole.
Yeah, like
you're
test
going
coughing
to
the air a little bit. Yeah.
go ahead and it sounds like you're doing a find traps
Yes.
check. Yeah, which you have as a rogue. So it looks like it's an intelligence check.
Yeah, but
I don't-
not
I
that smart. So
I
9.
don't know if do you have any sort of well, it wouldn't really matter anyways. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Did you add your level?
Oh, plus the level. So yeah.
11.
Yeah.
Well, she's 3rd level, so it'd be 12.
12.
Ah.
Yep. A 12 on an intelligence check. You look ahead and it doesn't appear to be trapped.
Let's move up.
Let's do.
It stinks back here. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's find some of that gold.
Rona? After you?
Okay. Yep. Hang on a second. I need to go back. Yeah, there we go. So she goes out and take a peek left and
Ooh,
right
look at
and
that.
see what's.
You can see that the chamber branches to the left and the right, and that there's a massive stone column in front of you. Goldie, you think that you're speaking to your friends, but you're not.
Uh-oh.
My chopped liver back here?
You're not
Hey.
you're not even talking at this point. What are the rest of you doing here? You guys are heading into the darkness.
But I want to make sure my bodyguard's near me.
You look back at Goldie, and Goldie is laying on the ground.
Goldie, go back and grab her by the
What's
ankle.
going on?
Pull her back here.
You head back over there.
Yeah, hold my breath. Right there. Grab her from that square and pull her back.
I'm in a gas hole.
Back in again.
No, she appears as though she's asleep.
Sleep. Is this? Do I sense this could be magical sleep?
You don't know? How would you sense it?
Good question. I would cast a spell that I don't have loaded right now.
I mean, it seems like an odd place for someone to just sort of stop and take a nap, right?
It does. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Try to shake her awake. Goldie.
Her eyes kind of flutter open, but she is in a stunned condition.
Do I see any evidence of her having taken an injury, like a dart or something like that? Some sort of physical injury?
Best you can tell is you sort of like pat her down and like check her physical well-being. There's no evidence of any sort of wound other than what she's already taken.
Splash a little water on her face.
She comes to. It takes a couple of seconds before she's coherent. Goldie, you're sort of like, as your eyes open, you can see the light from the torch, but you can see someone in front of you, but it's like blurry. And then as you get splashed with water, it sort of like comes clear, and you can see Osric kneeling over you.
I'm drowning in Cool Whip. Hey, what happened?
You're okay. I don't know.
Why am I laying down?
You fell asleep.
It's not really the best way to be a bodyguard. I don't know why I did that.
That's okay.
I was talking to you guys, and then like I don't know what happened. Well, I'm sure we're done. Let's not
Is there
focus
anything
on me.
Is there anything peculiar about where she's? Do I know that if Goldie has a history of narcolepsy?
I don't know the answer to that.
I feel
Only
like that's something I would know about my bodyguard.
I've
I would never have
in
hired
front of you underground.
Her medical history is protected by HIPAA laws, all right? You don't just have access to that.
You can ask it to come on in. They'll tell you everything.
She almost drowned in the spaghetti house last week.
This place is getting weird. Let's go.
Look at the spot where she was. Is there anything peculiar about that spot?
Not at a cursory glance.
Okay. But she was standing between the two statues, yes?
She was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right. Take mental note of that. And I skedaddle quickly past the two remaining statues.
Okay.
Goldie, make your way quickly. Past those two. It might have something to do with standing between the statues for a length of time. So,
which way should we go?
On the move.
I think either way is as good as the other. We should
Go
maybe
to the left here.
lead the way.
I don't have a torch.
Sure.
I have a torch.
Give this sword for Dwarf.
So
Rona.
we go this way.
There you go.
Sure.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. So as you turn the corner there, Rona, yep,
Uh-oh.
perfect.
Here.
As you turn the,
Go to here.
I think you were over here.
Perfect.
Okay.
I think
You'll
you were
be
right
all right.
there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's important how many inches you're trapped
Yeah,
in
I think you
race
were
or
right
something.
there.
It's like the party's
Right
pushing
there.
Rona ahead of her.
Yeah. Go,
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
go,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's extremely cold in this room. As I mentioned, it was getting colder and colder as you traveled to the south and entered this chamber. There's this massive pillar that you are now skirting around the corner of. And as you come around the corner, Rona, and take a few steps in, your feet hit this spongy, sticky mass on the ground. And it's not like you're stuck to it, but it's like wet and it's gooey. And you sort of like pick your foot up and it's like spongy. And you can see that there is this substance that is smeared on the floor in front of you and in what appears to be some sort of a fountain here to your, I guess it would be your left as you're coming down this hallway. There's this fountain, there's this kind of brownish substance that is almost like growing out of it. And the cold of it, you are going to suffer 4 points of damage as you take this piercing cold damage.
It's going to be okay.
She's okay. She has a whole hit point left. She's good.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to stand there?
No.
Now I'm going to step back if need
Okay.
be.
Need be.
And I guess Yeah, need be. I have
definitely be,
only one
yeah.
hit point, so
Need be.
she's standing. Yeah, it's
You're
need
gonna
be,
want to.
so
You're gonna
yeah.
want to pull back. You're gonna want to pull back quick
Yep.
because this die is about to roll
Yep.
again.
Pull back, Rona.
Yep. You
Yep.
step
I'll
out of
move
it
you.
and you look, Torbin. You look at it too. Give me a
What was
intelligence
that?
check, Torbin.
An intelligence check.
Yeah.
Not my strongest stat, but
It's all right.
that
Anything's
would be
possible.
a 7.
Yeah. It looks like she stepped in some shit.
You stepped in some bad
Hey, thanks for the
bad
follow,
shit.
guys. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks for the raid, Phoenixy Wacky. Appreciate you guys
Hey.
for raiding in.
Hello.
Thank you, Raiders.
Hello,
we are
hello.
playing Castles and Crusades. It is the Summer of Siege over here, which I'm sure you're well aware of because Phoenix is also involved in that. But thank you so much for the raid. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. We are in the Whispering Cairn. All right, so Rona, you have taken a pretty serious blast of damage from, and it's cold. It's like frostbite sort of feel to it.
Rona, what happened?
There's something on the floor here that
Seems like Heironeous is not in there in that room, so she might want to tread carefully. It's cold and yucky on the floor.
Dave, can we tell if there's like a way around this like stuff on the floor, or is it blocking the entire passage?
It appears to, from where you're standing, you can see that it appears to maybe even originate in this sort of fountain area, and it spreads right to this. Here's the edge of it right here by you.
Yeah.
It spreads into this room over here, and it spreads beyond. In the light, you can see it spreading all right here. Pretty much what you can see on the map.
I mean, this way is pretty much blocked by this stuff. I mean,
can I take a look at this stuff? Might be able to identify some stuff.
Sure. Yeah. You would probably know that this is some sort of a fungal growth, some sort of mold, maybe.
There's definitely some sort of mold, brownish in color.
Mhm.
gross.
It's very brown.
This place. Go the other way.
Let's do and see what changes, if anything. Let's go. What do we see in that other room, though? Do we see anything glinting?
Watch out for more of this stuff.
I would say with the torchlight angle that you have right now, you can see that there's a chamber and there's some tables and maybe devices or something in there.
If I can see a device, can I see a device? I can see something there on the map.
You can see something on the map, yeah.
I am going
so
to.
Osterich, you can go first. I'm staying here.
Oh, I don't
for
need...
the time being.
I don't plan on going any further than you did, Rona. But from here, I'm going to cast Mage Hand, baby.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Ah, smart.
What a fun spell.
It is. And I'm gonna take whatever I can see on that table. I'm gonna make it come to me.
Okay. Yeah. You can grab, I would say roll a d6. It's hard to, you can't really see what's there. So I'm gonna kind of make it a little random.
Sure. 6.
A 6. Okay. You mage hand in there, and you pull out what appears to be a small wooden case that has and as you bring it back to you, it's got chisels. It would appear to be some sort of stone chisels inside of it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see anything else?
You can see just sort of like the glint of glass.
I'll try to grab that too.
Yeah, you grab a couple of what appear to be like glass bowls.
Okay.
There's one. You can grab one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. If I were to able, since I still got the spell up, if I were to able to grab Rona's torch, can I see more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to do that.
Okay.
If Rona will let me.
Sure.
Let me
And
give
maybe-
you a torch. Just a minute. There we go. Okay, so here's your torch. So you mage hand the torch forward, yeah?
Yep. All right.
You can see more. How far are you mage handing the torch? Do you want to go? How much farther do you think?
I'm gonna keep it right there. I don't want to
Right there?
necessarily. Yeah, as long as because I don't want to move myself too much closer to that fungal growth.
Yeah. What's
all
the
right.
range on mage hand?
The range is 25.
Or is it called magi fingers?
Yeah, it's something like that. Magi's reach, 25 feet.
Okay. So at this point here with it, you could probably go a little bit farther if you wanted to. But you illuminate this, what appears to be some sort of a workshop. It's a large chamber. And it actually, you can see now that there are spinning wheels, vices, work tables.
Interesting.
There are, what else can you see here? There is a large red metal pedestal.
Okay. Seems like a stone
against the
carver's.
south wall.
Yes.
And there appears to be some sort of a stone sphere, black, obsidian black, jet black, size of a small boulder perched upon this red pedestal.
So this looks to me like it could have been a stonemason's shop. This looks like maybe some sort of piece they were working on. Given the fact that I have these tools now in this pool. All right. Let's see what's on the other side of the corridor. The other corridor.
Okay. You're gonna take your torch with you?
Over that way.
Yep.
Torbin
Yep.
will go with.
And Rona, we're
Watching
gonna
out for
stay.
any more mold.
Rona no
I'm
longer has
staying in the back
light.
here for a moment. Yeah.
No, yes. Take some time to recuperate. What do we see here? No mold on the ground. Yes.
You don't see any of that mold on the ground. You see that there's another chamber to the east here.
Okay.
You can see that there's a hall that extends down this direction as well. You should be able to grab the torch and move it as well. I will say this, as you get to that point right there,
yep.
You can see that there is a, again, very similar to what you saw in the first chamber on this level. There's a massive stone block that seems to be occupying this space on this side of this pillar. Again, on the other side of the pillar is this sort of weird, almost fountain-like trough, and on this side there is a massive rock that has.
Look up.
Yep, you look up and there is a niche above where the rock came from.
So
legs sticking out.
I'm good.
Goldie,
There's
give me
stability.
an intelligence check, Goldie.
Okay. 10.
You know what? You look really closely, and you think that there actually might be something underneath this rock.
I'll get down and
I don't think we should move that.
try to peek underneath there a little bit more closely, see if I can see anything more in detail. And I'll say, "There's something underneath here."
Yeah, once you get up close to it, Goldie, you can see distinctly that there is what appears to be a leg sticking out from underneath the rock, and like a dark stain on the ground that is probably blood that's long dried and just left a smear.
Oh,
I think they're dead.
I think we found our Tomb Raider.
Got out of the first one. Not so lucky the second time.
Seemed that way. Well, thanks, whoever you were, because that could have been us.
Could have been us.
Yeah.
All right, what does the torch reveal in this room? What's that? Oh, it looks like another
wide chamber.
sleepy room.
Another sleepy, yeah, it looks like one of those stone slabs where you'd seen the corpse resting. Yeah, suggesting some sort of a living quarters, maybe. Now, no, you really can't see a lot more from where you're standing, Osric. Honestly, like you would have to move. You'd have to move up
I'll
to
move
get
to
a
the
better
corner
view.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll move to the corner.
Yeah, you can see that there are some wardrobes, stone carved furniture in this room. And if you move just a little bit farther right here, you can see that there is also a what appears to be a humanoid figure statue.
Another statue.
Yep, that seems to be looking over this stone slab.
Interesting. The hands cupped like the other ones, or no?
In this one, it is a long-nosed, bald humanoid, similar in visage to all of the other ones that you've seen in this place. In this case, they have their hands sort of outstretched towards the stone slab.
Huh.
It's kind of cool too. The way they did the sculpture, it almost looks like the robes are being wind tossed. So it's a very well done sculpture. The dwarves specifically would notice this if they're taking a look at this.
I want to make sure that Rona doesn't get lost in the dark. Rona.
Yeah, both
back.
Rona and
Yeah, I
Vamrit
was
are
just
in
going
the
to say
dark.
I can't find myself.
I have a torch.
All right, follow the light. Follow
There you
the
go.
light.
Thank you. Yep.
I had a
There you go. Don't follow the light. Follow the light.
Not that one.
Not that one, the other one.
So you do have a torch, Vamrit? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, I lit one in the hallway.
No, I totally did not remember, but now you have light.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Thank you.
You are so welcome.
I'm gonna leave the torch. The mage hand is gonna leave the torch right there.
Okay.
Actually, I'll put it in like a few feet into the room, like right here.
Raiders.
And then I'm going to use the mage hand to open up this the wardrobe directly across the away from me.
So you're dropping the torch on the ground?
Yep, for now.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, no problem. You open the wardrobes, both of them, and they appear to. There's nothing in them. They've been probably looted or ransacked long ago.
Okay. And what's that thing next to the slab? Seems to be something just south of the slab.
Maybe some sort of a design on the floor. Maybe an old, old ornamental rug, perhaps, or something.
Okay.
Long, moth-eaten and falling apart.
All right.
Did Osric check both of the cabinets?
Yeah,
he did.
All right.
I mean, as well as I can with mage hand. We opened them up and gave him a visual and didn't see anything. So, if you want to check further, you'd have to put hands on it. But we can move on and see what's around the corner.
None of you actually went in the room, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And get the torch back and take it around the corner here. All right, so another fountain-y type thing.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a fountain there, design here, and then it seems as though there's an iron door right here to the south.
Iron door.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good folk. We have an iron door. Nothing like we've seen before, right?
No,
Yeah.
actually, you haven't seen an iron door in here. That's very true.
All right, well, this is where my speciality ends.
Goldie's taking one last peek at that rock. Does it look like there's a chamber behind it, or does that look like a rocky alcove that the rock dropped down into?
Yeah, it definitely dropped from like a little alcove above, landed on somebody. You can tell there's a body underneath it now as you look closer, Goldie.
Yeah.
And I would say,
like the purpose of that space there.
yeah, it's obviously blocking something. Like if there's anything to learn, you'd have to move the rock to get any sort of view of what might lay behind it.
We already did that.
Oh,
We did that one already.
give me one last intelligence check, Goldie.
16.
It appears as though there is a hidden catch on the side wall that your friends didn't see as you're sort of examining this in more detail.
Oh.
Maybe some sort of mechanism, probably associated with the rock.
You sure we don't want to move this rock? I mean, I don't want to move this rock, but maybe we can.
I mean, it seems to be positioned differently than the old one. Do we see any places where gas could come out?
Yeah.
We're in a hallway this time.
I mean,
Yeah. Like,
I would
'cause the
say
last
just
one had-
based on where your token is, and you look around, you don't see any of those bas relief images with the gas nozzles.
no gas holes. All right,
Mm-mm.
good. Well,
Okay, so want me
what
to-
do we think?
Well,
Let's try it. Let's try the lever.
Hit the button.
I mean, we're looking for stuff,
Yeah.
right? We're looking for ways to get into stuff that we want.
Can
There's a lever.
Rhoda, could you verify Goldie's finding here? Double check that it is what we think it is.
Yeah, I can
How
try.
dare you, Ozark?
Oh no, I not that I don't I trust but verify. You know this, Goldie.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the follow, you guys. Thanks for the raid, Phantom. We appreciate, or Phoenix. Thank you so much. All right, so go ahead, Rona. You're gonna do a trap check kind of deal.
Yeah.
Fine. Yep.
10.
10.
She's not herself anymore. Heironeous is only partially here.
It's forsaken
Going
you.
behind you, ready to catch you when you get zapped.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yep, yeah. But
crazy
she
to
still
have
trusts
that
in
be
him.
intelligence. All right.
Yeah, she trusts in Heironeous rather than her own
If you-
intelligence, and she kind
Let
of
that
closes
be a
her eye
lesson.
and fumbles around like this.
Let that be a lesson to all y'all playing Castles and Crusades. If you're gonna make a rogue, put a prime in intelligence.
Yes. Yeah.
If you're a human
Rona
rogue.
wasn't smart enough, or I
Yeah.
wasn't smart enough to figure that out. Yeah.
I think you went charisma, didn't you?
Logical.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, you did go charisma.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's what you did.
She had ambitions. Yeah.
Yes, she did. She did have ambitions. Yeah, I mean, best you can tell, Rona, as you look at this, it looks to be some sort of a catch for maybe a counterweight system. You get the sense that it's you're almost 100% certain that this has something to do with this rock that fell on the unfortunate body underneath it, and that this catch is related to some sort of a mechanism to maybe reset it.
Okay. There's a pair of boots sticking out. No.
Yeah.
I love
There's a
that
leg.
joke so much. That was like
Yeah.
looking for. Okay. Yep.
We don't want to reset
Well-
it, right?
Well,
No, we
reset
don't.
it and we'll see who's under it, right?
Yeah, and we'll also see what
Yeah.
we're
Well,
looking at.
And just be real careful so you don't set it off again.
Yeah,
'cause
just
maybe it's
don't-
like a
Just don't
pressure
stand
plate
there.
kind of situation.
Just don't
Yeah.
step into the alcove. Yes, nobody steps in the alcove. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit it.
Reset it and then
Flick it.
step back.
All right, where is everybody standing? You're in your spots that you're in? I'll give you a chance to reposition your.
I think we should. I think we should
Slowly
go-
back.
well, I
Rona
think-
was kind of investigating a
Go
little
for
bit
it,
here, so I
Goldie.
guess she must
Goldie
have
will
been
throw it.
here
Well,
or
I think-
something then,
I-
or
just in case.
well, which room are we thinking? This was the room we investigated into, or
we just did now. There's an iron door down here to the south. I think,
Yep.
however,
okay?
we should all get on the north side of that slab.
Just in
Just
case
in
everything
case.
goes south.
Okay,
Just-
Rona
okay,
waits up here.
We
Just in
can-
case.
we know
Far
there's
away
an
from
exit.
trouble as possible.
We know
Clement,
there's
it
an
suddenly got very, very
Everybody like-
crowded over there.
We're like the Scooby Doo gang. It was like, oh, this
Yeah.
is scary. And we
Yeah.
go over that.
That's all over to my way of thinking.
Yeah. Where's this torch going to be, Osric? You need to do
Oh,
torch
I'm gonna bring it
management,
back.
buddy.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. Sorry about that.
You're
I'll bring it
going to
right
manage
there.
that torch. All
There
right.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
We trust in the mage hand now, not only Heironeous. Yep.
That's right.
All right. So Goldie, you
Pull it
you manipulate the catch, and what happens? You hear this sort of grinding mechanical sound as the rock begins to hoist back up. So there must be counterweights, probably and the dwarves are probably queuing in on this now. Inside this main pillar that you've been walking around, there's probably some sort of a counterweight inside of this pillar. And as you do that, this rock gets hoisted back up into position, and
Ooh,
reveals
that's gris.
a flattened, pancaked body
He
It
was
looks
6
as
foot
though
1 vertically. Now he's 6'1" horizontal.
exactly. That's pretty much the case. Yeah.
Well, what's he got on him?
Yeah. Be
A
careful.
lot of broken stuff. Lot of broken stuff. So you
Anything
look
shiny that I
behind.
can eyeball from where I am?
Yeah, you
No,
can
I'm not
eyeball
going
all kinds
on
of
it.
shiny stuff. Yeah, you can eyeball shiny stuff. Let me give you a little bit of a feel for what you see here, quick. So as this thing hoists back up, you can see that there is this niche back here where this body lays, and there is there's a shiny this individual wears a shiny armor that looks pretty banged up, but surprisingly in decent shape for having been crushed by a block. And you can also, let's see. I think that from where you are right now, that's pretty much all you can see. A crushed body, some shiny chainmail, and some bloodstains on the wall. You can also see that there are pegs on the wall right here, very similar to the meat pegs that you guys freaked out about last week. And they seem to be
There's
on
just
this
more meat
wall.
pegs.
And with good
It's
reason.
pegs.
What kind of place is this?
It's the pegs that did
The
it.
Hall of Pegs.
Dave wants to give this party a pegging.
He went and messed with the pegs. I knew we shouldn't have messed with
Hey
those
man,
things.
Shouldn't have.
there's
He
no
said,
kink
"What are these
shaming here on
pegs?"
Guild Superior.
Splat.
Never trust a peg, right?
Goldie, we should pull this body out.
Circular
That's
gold
that's
square peg.
yeah, that's worth stuff. He's wearing
Grab it by the part that was already outward.
sticking out. Yeah.
Yeah, can you drag him out of there?
Yeah,
I
give it a
love how
shot.
everybody is like telling Goldie what to do as they're all like
From like around
standing
the
way
corner.
back. Like,
He's right
just pull
there.
it out. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I have a grappling hook.
I'll help
Oh,
you.
okay.
I'm right there with you. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's drag a body out.
Very cautious.
Oh,
Don't step into the alcove. Just sort of grab what was sticking out. Just pull it quickly.
So you guys grab
Whatever
like
you
an
do, do not
arm.
fall forward.
Yeah.
Armor
There we
and
go.
the leg that I saw
Yeah.
before.
No problem.
Probably not
Yeah.
crushed, so something to grab onto.
Yeah, the part that wasn't crushed, and it you pull on it, and it's like it's stuck to this body has like been there so long, it's kind of like stuck to the stone. You kind of pull on it, and you give it a little bit of a tug with the three of you, and like parts of the body like break off as you pull and drag the bulk of the body out from the wall. You can see that it has the chainmail actually appears to be in decent shape, which is strange.
Ooh.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
There are broken trinkets that have been crushed that lay all around this individual. There is yeah, that's what you see right now. You can
Crushed.
investigate more if you want to. Yeah, there's some crushed trinkets.
Did this guy seem to like he might have
So
grabbed
tempting.
something? Yeah, he might have grabbed stuff while he was here. Like, are any of these trinkets from here that we can tell?
Yeah, so as you investigate this body, Osric, you kind of kneel down to take a look. You can confirm they're dead.
Definitely dead. Definitely dead. Does this chainmail did it act like a meat grinder? Like a ground beef grinder?
it came out of the chainmail.
Yeah, the body came through the chainmail.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like it's like a sieve almost. There's like like little bits of ground beef that kind of got
Sticking
pressed through it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's filthy dirty, but it's still shining in decent shape. There's, as I mentioned, these broken statuettes, these trinkets, but there's a couple that aren't broken. As you sort of like pick through the remains of this body, you can see that some of them somehow were maybe protected by something or just happen to not be crushed by the block. Maybe they were just outside of the impact zone or whatever. But as you look at them, one of them appears to depict a grand palace, small miniature palace. Another one appears to depict a spire, sort of this slim cylindrical spire, almost like an icicle looking shape. And then there's also like the third one that's still relatively intact appears to be some sort of a grand coliseum.
So these are like little mini statuettes, little like souvenirs you would get the Leaning Tower of Pisa sort of thing.
But extremely detailed.
Extremely detailed.
And finely crafted.
Okay.
Out of stone.
So I sort of explained to Clement that we were charged with bringing back evidence of the treasures and the things that we could find in here. So this might be that. So that's something at least.
Are there any markings or insignias on this guy's clothing that we might be able to recognize? Or armor?
You look at it and you can't see anything. You don't. It's not the same kind of armor that you saw, for example, in the other chamber where the individual's laying on the stone slab dead, and they had leather armor on that had the imprint of that symbol. That was this similar symbol to the one that Kellic wore in his ring. This is just a. There's no like real markings on this individual.
Okay.
But as you poke about Torbin and kind of like try to ascertain their affiliation or whatever, give me a D6 roll.
Oh boy. 4.
Okay. As you sort of like peel up their cloak, which is again like almost brittle with the soaked dried blood that it now is one with the fabric. It starts to fall apart, but you lift it up and you can see that there is a sort of a long, almost like tree branch. It's probably about 2 feet long.
Huh.
Tree branch.
Yeah, he'll pick that up. He'll grab it.
Yeah,
Look at
it looks finely polished, maybe of Declo wood.
Mm.
Interesting. Too short to be a walking stick. This looks like a wand, perhaps.
That would be
Is this stone?
a good
or rod.
yeah.
Or rod. Interesting.
Is the stone that the little figurines were made of a different kind of stone than we're used to seeing around here? At
Yeah.
all?
Gnomes and halflings, do they have walking rods instead of staffs?
Possibly.
A short joke. I like
Short
it.
joke.
I think
Yeah.
how can I tell with my background how long he's been dead, or it's been dead?
Yeah. Yeah, you probably be able to tell. It's probably about the same time, decades. This as similar to the body that you saw earlier. Probably
So,
decades.
Okay, so everything seems
It's
to
pretty mashed. I mean, this body is pancaked.
Everything seems to match what I'm seeing, except for these trinkets, or were in good condition. And
Three.
so,
Yeah, there's 3 trinkets,
three
but you also
trinkets.
know that there's some that are broken.
Yes. Okay. And then this wand is in good condition,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever this is. This rod wand, and the armor, this chainmail is in good condition. This should be rusted and falling apart by now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should take that
You
stuff
should,
with
you
us.
should take that with you.
Just needs a nice polish.
I'll start scraping him out of it.
Just give it a good
Oh,
shake.
dear.
Just hit it against
Oh,
the wall a few
God.
times. So we
Yes.
Oh.
whack.
Like
It's
a
funny
blanket.
because the body's been here so long that when you pull on the chainmail, it just sort of like pulls apart from the body, and you do shake it a little bit, and it's just like body dust. Just sort of like breaks off and falls to the ground, and sort of like floating in the air a little bit around you as you start to
Any
sneeze a little
Body
bit.
dust.
Damn
Don't breathe that in. Don't breathe that
That's
in.
the that's the word of the night. Body dust.
Body dust.
Body
It's
dust.
body dust.
Mm-hmm.
We learned at the cemetery. You don't want to breathe that in.
Yeah. That's 101 necromancy school. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Well, should we go check out that door?
Well, let's do, since we're already here.
You first.
Okay. You're gonna go check out this iron door.
Yeah.
I'll go to this corner here. Stay here. Yeah, doors are not my thing.
Torbin, you're gonna go to the door.
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna open it.
Careful.
Well, is it appear locked? Is there any kind of locking mechanism on it?
You don't see a locking mechanism on it.
Okay. I would like to check it for traps. I have a class mod. I have a dwarf ability that gives me +2 to check for traps and structures.
Let me take a look at that ability quickly. Which one is it?
Class modifier, and it says dwarf. +2, find traps and structures only.
Class modifier. Oh, yeah. in structures. Okay, sure. This is a structure, I suppose. Go ahead and give me a roll.
I would like to
Give me an
exalt
intelligence
him.
check.
As I see him looking at this, I would like to use one of my daily uses of exalt. As I just kind of
Yeah.
whisper in his ear, "Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious."
Wow. I'm going to use one of my hero points too.
Okay, so you add a +1 to this roll, and then what does he get from the exaltation? +2 more,
plus
so
two,
+3
baby.
to this roll. This intelligence check for Torbin.
Okay, so that's a 9.
Rona doesn't trust in hero points; he trusts in
Plus-
Heironeous. Yeah.
Heironeous
Erroneous
points.
So what did I get from Vamred again?
2.
+2.
So that would be a 15.
Okay. Yeah, you look at this door, you examine it, you run your hands along it to see if there's any sort of mechanisms or traps, and you don't see any.
Okay, yeah, I think this one's clear.
What's that?
So-
What's that behind you?
What is that behind me? Is that a fountain?
Some sort of a dried, fountain of some kind. Just stone right now. There's nothing in it.
There's any
A well?
ominous looking holes where poisonous gas would come flowing out of?
Yeah.
Possibly.
All right. Well, I didn't see
You
any
don't
traps,
see
so-
any of the you don't see any of those bas relief figures that were in that original room where the gas holes were emitting that green gas.
All right, so he's-
Torbin, look up.
Mhm.
Look up. Is there a niche or a
There any-
stone?
yeah,
As
is
you
there any-
look up, you just see a wall of stone that goes up to the ceiling.
Sweet.
All right, Torbin will push the door
Last thing
open.
you see.
The last
We'll
thing
give
you
the
see.
door a push.
You give the door a push. Okay. Yeah, the door swings open
Put the torch in there.
to reveal what can best be described
It's
as a
the
toilet.
privy.
Oh,
It
that's
is
terrifying.
an austere privy that has probably petrified turds in it from thousands of years
the
ago.
smell.
Is that what was leaking over on the other side?
Yeah.
David
That's
is
where we
gas
get the gas
holes
from.
today.
Yeah.
This is a nice place. They use an iron door for their privy. This is
Yeah.
This is,
They have a privy.
they spare no expense.
Yeah.
There's a little toilet
The
paper
Wind
holder,
Dukes know how to do it. You know.
They know how to
Yeah.
win.
medieval
Yeah.
toilet paper holder. All right.
Listen, when you need to have real peace to take a crap,
Iron
Mhm.
door.
It's
I wish my
You know.
privy had an iron door.
Yeah, we forged like that. They
Alrighty.
need a real door. Yeah.
Does anybody have to go? Last chance. I mean, it might be a while before we find another
Before we get
another
on
one of
the road,
these. All
And don't
right.
close the door. You get gas to death in there.
Yeah.
It's also good for containing explosions.
Mhm. Oh dear.
I assume, but I don't know for sure. But I'm thinking that around this next corner is the same spot we were
Let's find out.
when
10.
Rona walked into the mold.
This is as far as I can take the torch. Yeah, I think that's the mold
Okay.
right there.
yeah. You can see the edge of the mold, Torbin, from where you are.
Is he getting colder if he goes that way?
Barely. Oh yeah, it is ridiculously cold. The whole time you've been in this area, it's been very cold.
Okay. All right. Well,
I don't know if there's any other place to go. I mean,
Yes.
we could
Well-
try covering
Well,
it up
that
with
room.
something.
the room you were looking at before,
Which one?
would it be the where the fungus was?
Yes.
Would it be enterable from the other side, or did the fungus cover the entire entrance to that room?
I think we are on the other side, and I think the fungus covers the whole entrance.
Yeah.
Is the fungus flammable?
Can I roll an intelligence check on the fungus?
Yeah. How would you? What would you be rolling against? What would be the basis of this roll? I guess is what I'm asking.
Anything I might have, because I do like books. I'm an avid reader. Anything I would have read about funguses, dangerous fungi that are above and beyond.
Absolutely.
What's up, creep? Thank you.
That's really
Hey, welcome in, my friends.
That's a 13
Thank
on
you
the
so
die,
much.
plus 3, 16. And if I
Thanks
had
for
my
the raid,
level,
you guys. Thank you so much. What was the total? Let me give you a shout
16,
here.
and if I had my level 18.
18. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the question was, is it flammable? And you assume that fungus is flammable. You know that there are different types of fungi that grow in various areas. You've never seen anything growing in a deep, dark dungeon before.
But have you been in a deep dark dungeon before?
I don't think I have.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you so much, you guys, for the raid. We appreciate you. I should probably mention that we do have a giveaway. I forgot to totally mention this. We have a Trollord Games giveaway tonight. Gift certificates. If you want to get in on it, go ahead and type !drawing in the chat. I don't think I've mentioned that once tonight, but we do have it. So there you go. The odds are pretty good right now that you might win. All right. So what would you guys like to do here?
All right. I think we should go back around to where we were. Yes? No?
I mean,
Yeah.
unless
the exit.
you guys can think of a way over this stuff. Because we saw, like, it pretty much just covers the entry to this
Yes.
room,
Thanks
other
so much
room
for the
that we
follow.
haven't seen yet.
Yes.
Yeah, you've just seen bits and pieces of the room to the west.
And the problem with burning fungus, you don't know what it'll release. You don't know if it'll get too smoky in here for us to be here anymore.
It's also just so cold in here.
It's very
But we
cold.
have the statues with the fresh hand air.
It's true.
Back in the sleepy hallway.
Yeah,
Hallway where
we hit the flames and we face into the hands.
So, Wind
Feel-
Duke.
It feels right.
Solid plan. I like it.
Well,
Do you guys want some time to think about it?
No, we should just go. No, I'm sorry. She only has
Just go
one hit
for it?
point, so- No,
I-
no.
I
She said
was
one
like,
hit point. So
Fuck it, let's go for it. I've got one
Yeah.
hit point.
I think
Yeah.
I think we've taken what we can from this room. All I saw, because we saw the inside of the room with the torch, and all I saw in there was stone masonry type objects, a workshop of some kind, of which I've gotten a few items, but I don't think we want to carry the large stone
Probably
that
the
might be
thing,
heavy.
Osric, probably the thing that would have sort of stood out to you more so than the implements
Mhm.
that you recovered,
Yeah.
was the red metal pedestal
Okay.
that you observed with the strange stone sphere atop it. You couldn't get a very good look at the sphere, but it was of interest to you.
That seems like something we gotta get.
Hmm.
What if I just run in there? I could run in there.
What if
I feel
we throw
okay.
some down on the ground and like
Just being in the vicinity of this
To
stuff,
cover
it gave you gave Runa frostbite. Like
Yep.
she almost died in a
It's
matter
true.
of seconds.
She was kind of fragile to start out with, though.
Well,
All
that's
right,
it,
Ron,
true,
you already kind of hurt.
I
Yeah.
relate. I relate.
Clement, what was that?
With the endure cold on him,
Mhm.
Clement is going to walk closer to the fungus and see just how bad it actually gets for him.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about what that spell does, because I'm not super familiar with it. Imagine it gives you some sort of resistance to cold, the effects of cold and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, we'll say this for just for a quick ruling. We'll just say, yeah, as you step closer, it's certainly cold in this room, but you're not feeling pain from the cold. Like you watch Rono like wince with pain.
Okay. Yeah, it says I can, endure extreme temperatures of hot or cold from blistering heat to sub-zero.
There you go.
Dig it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not feeling the pain, as I mentioned.
So Clement says, we want the red stand. Was it stand?
It's like a stone
There's
on
a-
a pedestal.
Yeah.
I will move to here, and I will put the torch right there.
Yes, Clement's just going to walk into the room and grab the pedestals.
All right,
Yeah,
so you just kind of walk in.
Would be great.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yep. Yeah. So you walk into this room and you can see all sorts of implements. To the north, there is what appears to be an unfinished carving right up here of a statue of some type. Bare-chested warrior, maybe wielding a staff-like rod in its hand, dominating that wall. It definitely commands your attention as you step forward before you even turn to look at this red pedestal. Very similar features of this individual, this warrior that stands unfinished, to all the other creatures that you've seen depicted in stone bas relief throughout this particular tomb. Very similar to the sarcophagus upstairs, but different in appearance. Maybe a different individual. You take note of this. You also then turn and look to the south, and you can see without any sort of doubt that there is what appears to be a jet black stone egg that sits atop a red metal pedestal. There is a golden glyph etched upon the egg, an equilateral triangle with short hash marks through each of the legs of the triangle.
Do I recognize that symbol anywhere? Either
It's based on the roll you did earlier with the intelligence check on the sort of the Wind Duke lore and everything. You see this, and it's you don't immediately understand what it is, but you know it's significant.
okay.
As is the statue to the north. Like this is it's unfinished, but you can see that it is a formidable representation of a figure wielding like a staff of some kind.
Right.
What do you see, Clement? What is it? What is that stone?
Which stone? The one on the pedestal?
On the pedestal.
It appears to be it appears to be an egg.
An egg. We should definitely. That seems like it's significant. Does it look like it's been carved, or does it look like an actual egg?
Going to take a closer look.
Okay. You go take a closer look at the egg.
Yeah.
This egg-shaped stone, I should say.
Does it seem to be radiating cold or heat or anything?
Do you touch it?
No. Get my hands closed.
Smart. All right, I will say this. I'll give you one. Let's give you another intelligence check. Let's just see if you can. Yeah, exactly. Touch it. Why not touch it? Come on, touch it.
Did I get a special hero point at some point? No.
I mean, it's your birthday. You have a special hero point in my mind.
Yay!
Hey, happy birthday, Phantom NJ! Happy birthday.
Because that would push me. That would push me to 16.
16 on an int.
Yeah.
And that would be that would be good. Okay, so all right, yeah. So basically, the glyph on the egg has some connection to an element, the element of earth.
Okay. Huh.
Maybe you've seen this in a book. Maybe there's old writings in the in one of the tomes in the garrison, possibly in the Temple of Heironeous. There's some studies that have been done of some of the lore of these cairn hills surrounding Diamond Lake. and maybe that's where you picked this up.
Do any of you happen to have a sack? Preferably one with nothing in it.
I have a pack that has stuff in it, unfortunately.
I have a small sack.
I bet.
Sad.
I'm looking to.
You guys are terrible.
We're good company, Dave.
Yes, you are good company. I love you all dearly.
We are in good company too. If that's
Somebody clip that, please.
Can you pick it up by the pedestal?
Yeah, looking closer to see how problematic that might be.
Mm-hmm.
First of all,
It's the size of a small boulder. The pedestal is a shiny red metal. It looks robust. The spherical rock, let's say, on top of it is the size of a small boulder.
I'm thinking this is going to be heavy, and I would rather not put my actual hands on it. If we have a sack that I can use, I can see if I can lift it.
Well, we could either do that, or we could bring back secondary evidence, a drawing of it, perhaps, rubbing.
Will it fit in the tuba? Just carry the tuba with it,
Sir, that is a
out.
Vandersloot original. You really must stop abusing the instrument.
It's unlikely that it would fit in the tuba, sadly, but I love that
will
idea.
Will it fit in these backpacks? In one of our backpacks?
Possibly.
Try that.
Basically, you're looking at carrying a big rock. Might take one of you might be able to do it potentially, but two people could do it a lot easier.
We
Yeah,
still
it's a
get out to the
BAG.
hollow.
Yeah. Once you get it out of the. Ironically, that's what we need to carry it. Once you get it past that mold, that fungus, you can we can share the load a bit better.
So good.
Yes.
He's gonna take one of the offered backpacks and try to get the egg into the backpack.
I'll relay it over there with me.
Basically, taking the backpack, putting it.
How long does this mage hand last for?
Mage hand in this game lasts concentration, baby. As long as I want.
As long as you want. Okay, gotcha.
What is it? Magic finger?
Foiled
Magic-
again.
Finger.
Magi's fingers.
Magi's
Yeah.
fingers.
Indefinite.
Slippery,
So you magi finger
slippery magic.
this bag over to Clement.
Yep.
Okay. And Clement, what do you do now that you have the sack? You're holding the sack in your hands.
I
What are you
take
gonna
the
do?
Alone in a room.
I gently,
Polish your tuba.
hands on
Oh my God. This is what I have to put up with every week, you
Sorry.
guys. You see what I have to deal with? I'm trying to tell a story here.
So then,
I'm just kidding. I love you guys.
I turn it over, and
Complicit as well.
I slide
I
the
know.
entrance over the egg.
Good. Good.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes,
And-
just like that.
Make sure that try to pull the necessary strings so that it has a nice firm grip on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then with my hands on the the backpack itself, I see whether or not I can actually lift it off of the.
Let's do a strength check for Clement.
And here's where it's useful that Clement is stronger than he one would think, though it's not a prime.
Mm-hmm.
No, Clement is not. Clement might pull something, but probably his back. So that one.
Yeah, you lift it up and immediately you're like, this is way too fucking hell. Oh shit! And it falls to the ground with a thud. And you kind of turn back to look to see if anybody saw it. And of course you're alone in the room. Or so you think. And that's when you feel this hand grip your ankle and start to squeeze.
Oh no.
And that, my friend, is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Wow. So
No.
he didn't carve his initial on our door yet.
Clement is about to get hit by the egg in a sack.
He's about to get got.
Yeah, he's
Bad
about
touch.
to get got.
Bad touch.
That's a bad
Because
touch.
he didn't
You guys,
sit on it first.
That is one bad egg.
you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. We went a little bit late, so I apologize for that, but we're having too much fun. Thanks for the raids, everybody. Thank you for raiding in Darling Creepshow and Phoenix Iwaki. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you very much. Thanks for all the follows. If you like what we do, please follow the channel and come back and hang out with us. We'll be back here on Thursday night for more New Avarn with Dungeon Mr. Ty. Getting close to wrapping up this first arc of New Avarn, but we'll be continuing that in July. And then we'll be back on Saturday with the finale. Is this like the fourth finale? This is the fourth finale of Tales from the Whisperwood with GM Shiv. I think we're gonna take down the king this time. I think so.
Positive thinking
Yeah.
works.
Thank you. Yep. That's I'm gonna stick to it. So thank you all for being here. Please come back and check out some of those other fun games. And I don't know if folks are aware, but we have an awesome little Discord community. So if you want to come and check that out and get in on some community games and whatnot, please do. Phantom Man J is going to be running a community game towards the end of the month, and so we're just getting ready to put that up for people to jump in on. So thank you for that, Rob, for doing that.
Yeah, I was going to ask the question because I was like, I realized I hadn't heard anything.
Yep, it's happening.
It went through. Cool. Excellent.
All right. So hey, let's go around the table and say goodbye. We'll start with Jose. Jose, thank you so much for being here and playing Osric and mage handing the shit out of this game tonight.
Hell yes,
Very
always
cool.
a blast. I'm Jose. I play Osric. In the RPG space, I do art, I do some writing, and you can find my stuff in the little sidebar thingy there. And yeah, that's me. We'll see you next week.
Hell yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday. We were gonna cut it at this week, but we're gonna have an extra week next week. So because obviously we can't stop with Clement getting accosted by this stone egg. So yeah, come back next week. Anna, so glad that you're able to be here and be part of this. Please tell folks where they can find you and what kind of crazy stuff you have going on.
Yeah, I'm working on. I mapped Greyhawk once, so now I'm working on doing it all over again. So better quality this time.
Yep.
So that's the thing. When you've done it once, then you do it again. So yeah, so you got the link down there to my Patreon, and I haven't posted that much. That's because there's a lot of stuff that is in the making, so there will be more, so to speak, so coming. So it's not because I'm not working, it's because I am working. Yeah.
You got a lot going on, and you also are you just added some new hardware, it sounds like, as well, correct?
Yes, yeah. I've just bought the biggest monitor on the market, basically. So just replace the one that was failed here. So yep. So I will. But tomorrow I will be on Lord Gazumba channel for the Legends and Lore. We will have a potpourri. We will talk Greyhawk A to Z. So come in and help us fill the alphabet. And then Friday, I hope I will stream on Friday. I can't guarantee it this week because I'm redoing my desk and I'm not really sure when it will arrive, but I will hopefully know more when we get closer, so to speak. So hopefully I can be doing my streaming as usual on Friday, but depends a little bit on what state my desk is in. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Anna, for being here. If you're not familiar with Anna's stuff, please get familiar right now. Go over to the Patreon, check it out. Anna's kicking ass with this mapping. It's unbelievable. Some of the stuff that you do blows my mind, and I appreciate that. Let's go next to Vamp Wickman, the Chad. Well, welcome back, Chad. Thank you for being part of this. You were the heroes of Greyhawk, one of the heroes of Greyhawk, and now you're back for some shadows, and I love it. Thanks for doing that.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Dave, for running this. It's fun. Awesome playing Castles and Crusades. Happy birthday to my man. Yes. And I'll be on Stronghold D&D tomorrow. Playing 5.5 edition, Tiefling Cleric.
Ooh.
4 out of 5 of the characters have 18 charismas. One does not. The one that does not is Coco Bunny.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Interesting.
She was
Oops, all charisma.
She was called
Coco trying to play non-charisma characters. Ooh, that
Yeah, she was called a swamp hag by one of the players.
Oh shit. Okay.
That was
Okay.
big.
Them's fighting words where I come from. Chad, thank you so much for being part of this game. I love you dearly. Let's jump over to Shelly next. Shelly, Goldie is awesome.
Goldie's got narcolepsy. I don't know what that's all
Apparently.
about.
Yeah. We're learning so much about
who to
Goldie.
be?
Yeah.
Hey friends, Shelly, also known as Flea Monkey, also known as Hey It's Flea Monkey on Threads and Instagram. Tonight I played Goldie, Bramble Dance, aforementioned narcoleptic patient now, or something. Who knows what that is? That's probably the statues. We're fine. I'll be on Saturday on this channel doing the finale, hopefully doing the thing this time. I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe we're not doing the thing, and maybe we do the thing.
I think something's going to happen. Something
Something
big
is
is going
going
to
to.
happen. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm
for
looking
sure.
forward to it. Otherwise, it is very cool to be here on Tuesdays again, which will happen next Tuesday as well.
That's right. Yep, we're back. We're back for more. Thank you so much, Shelly. And AndyG 3D playing Torbin. Appreciate you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. What's up, everybody? My name is Andy, also known as AndyG3D here on Twitch and other places around the internet. Yeah, I'll be here the next several Tuesdays as well. Hopefully still playing Torbin.
We'll see.
Unless these crazy gas holes of Dave's
these gas holes
do him in. So we'll see. Should be a lot of fun though, either way.
You ain't seen nothing yet, pal. This place has got all kinds of tricks and shenanigans in store from you.
Orifices.
Crumbling orifices and whiskey biscuits.
This is lousy with grossness.
It is. This is a gross place. The Wind Dukes would be appalled at the condition of their tomb. Let's just put it that way. Andy, thank you so much for being here. I love Torbin. It's fun to see these Castles and Crusades classes because I'm so like familiar with the D&D 5e versions, and this is it's a little bit different and it's fun. And let's finally go to Phantom and J. Rob. Happy birthday! I'm really excited that you spent it with us. Thank you for that.
I am so happy to be here. Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate it. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say.
You can say anything you want.
Playing Clement, being able to just throw in deciding what the horn was going to be, and a little too much admiration for Vamred's horn, maybe. But you do what you got to do to make
horn envy is a thing. Horn envy.
I'd like to point out that I did not ask to blow your horn, so.
Oh my God, you guys are so nasty, and I love it.
Just touch it.
So hopefully you can join me Thursday night, where we will, and it is Thursday night, not tomorrow night, because days are a thing. Where I will be talking about D&D and what's been happening, and basically the entire tenor of it is everybody please take a deep breath, because it's gotten silly season out there.
Is something happening?
People leaving, going other places, because apparently you're supposed to stay at a place forever.
Is that a big deal? Changing jobs is a big deal, huh?
My goodness. Anyway, and then Saturday morning I'll be playing on Lord December stream at 9 a.m. Playing some old school AD&D full with terrain. If you like terrain, you will love this. Somewhere in the middle of it. Oh, that's right. On Sunday, I have Amazing Adventures 10 a.m. My channel.
What about Friday?
Friday Night Crusades in my Discord. All you need is the ability to roll dice somehow. I don't care if it's digital, physical, whatever, and be able to listen and preferably be able to talk on Discord. It just makes life easier, but it's not a hard requirement. You do not have to be there every week. You don't even have to be there more than once a month if that's what life takes you. If you show up an hour late, you're good. If you have to leave an hour early, that's good. If you have to show up an hour late and leave an hour early, we have a guy who literally plays as he's walking. The last 15 minutes of the game, he shows up walking from his bus stop to play. in the game.
Wow.
Carry trait. All right?
Nice.
So it's
Props.
the easiest barrier to entry. I'm also using it to play test character classes that I'm bringing over into CNC because I got to
Why
have
not?
more.
Yeah, why not? I love the creativity. I love it.
So yeah. Oh, and Jose, at some point I need to reach out because I'm gonna want to commission a logo because I need a logo for my Embers of Empire campaign. The one I have is it's there, but I want something pretty.
Sure.
And
Sounds
don't
good.
forget about my Dave portrait.
For OnlyFans banner.
Yeah, OnlyFans, man.
The banner. I love it.
I need
Well-
a nice portrait of Dave.
Printed
Clement
on your
touching
wall.
the tuba.
Right back
Lemon
there on the
touching
wall
tuba.
behind you.
Do you do murals?
Oh, and one more thing, on Thursday I will be doing an unveiling and
There we go.
of a game that Dave's been talking about and having.
I'm going to
here.
talk about it again.
And I was actually lucky enough to be one of the very, very early playtesters and played with Ty at GaryCon, which was awesome. Doing it in person, playing in person. So, yeah, big stuff Thursday, 6:30 Eastern, 6:30 to 7:30.
Very cool.
Sweet.
And then you can raid into us for our Newvarden stream with a little bit of preloaded Newvarden lore, perhaps.
Okay, in that case, what I need to do is I need to write that down because I want to make sure that I do the Newvarden stuff later, not earlier.
There you go. All right. Well, we do have. Oh shit! We kind of spilled the beans. We have a Newvarden stream on Thursday. We'll fix it in post. And we're excited to see how this initial story wraps up. Dungeon Mr. Chai has been taking us through a very cool story where there's multiple worlds colliding. The garden is colliding with another dimension. It's very, very cool. You're going to want to definitely come and check that out. And we're releasing the VODs on YouTube as well. I'll put a link to the YouTube. But Rob, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm just going to put in a plug that you should come back next week. So we can watch Clement die horribly. I mean, we can have more fun. There is a grip, a strange stone-like hand gripping his ankle right now. So we'll see how that all plays out.
It was the Nat one, wasn't it?
You're grappled.
You can't leave. You can't leave.
That one for sure.
You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I'm Dave. I get the privilege to host these freaking games, and it's beautiful. I love all these people that I get to play games with, and I will continue to do so because it's freaking fun. We're going to raid into somebody, so stick around. Give them some good old-fashioned Guild Superior love. I'm going to kick it over to the end screen here so we can sort of start to wind down.
Giveaway.
Oh, yeah, giveaway.
Oh, shit. We have a giveaway. Thank you, Chad.
Yeah.
You know what? We're going to hold off on the giveaway because there's literally there's like 3 people in there. We're going to hold off. We will do it next time. We're going to hold off. We are going to go ahead and raid somebody. I don't know who yet, but stick around. We'll do it in short order here. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. We'll see you on Thursday for some more Newvarden and Saturday for Tales from the Whisperwood. Then we'll be back here on Tuesday for more Shadows of Greyhawk. See ya.